We're live. Good morning, everybody. We're back. Sorry you guys missed us on the Wednesday. We had to travel up north to Val d'Or, the Valley of Gold, I guess. Patreon.com/Pantelis. That's where you're going to get exclusive content. Patreon.com/Pantelis is also the only place where you can go to check out In Bed with Poseidon. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. Also, tonight for the patrons, another movie night. Holiday season is upon us, and Poseidon, tonight we're going to be watching Home Alone 2, a follow-up from our last week movie, Home Alone 1. Both films that Poseidon has never seen. He's lived a very, very odd life. So, patreon.com/Pantelis for all of that. We're going to get more into detail later once we're done with the news on our trip and how it went and how I had trouble sleeping because they basically slept me in front of a goddamn graveyard. But we'll get to that later. First, let's go over to the host of the Backstage Podcast, the host of Just Us Dads, Chris Benoit enthusiast, George Chandrizos.
Who's Chris Benoit? Is that the wrestler?
Chris Benoit was a wrestler and also a man who was very, very, very easily offended by late fees, apparently.
I feel like there's a backstory to this.
There's a backstory too, yeah. Well, he was just a guy that publicly, he was known to get really upset if his kids didn't make their bed. So it makes me think of you.
How's it going, guys?
We're good, G.
I missed fucking Wednesday.
Yeah, a lot of people missed Wednesday. I got a lot of messages from people who didn't, because in the Discord we had said that we're going up north, but we couldn't say it too early, right? So it was kind of because we still had the element of surprise that we had to keep on our side for the Suzuku episode, or else it wouldn't be a surprise if people knew. So there was that aspect to it, but it was funny, the people who saw us on Tuesday night live on the show in Val d'Or, and then they're like, hey, what the fuck, man? Where are you guys? How come there's no show happening right now Wednesday morning? I was like, you are a low IQ individual. It is it's not possible for you to ask me that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So apart from that, G, I've been looking at the news. There's a lot of stuff here. There's the NATO guy who is losing his goddamn mind.
Who?
The NATO guy. The guy from NATO, what's his name? Solzberg? Hold on, I'll find his name right now, this cocksucker. Well, I tweeted at him yesterday. Let me find him.
Why is he losing his mind?
Because he's oh, there he is. I found him. Jens. First of all, anybody named Jens. Jens Stoltenberg.
Yeah.
Like a Nazi, if there was one. He's the NATO Secretary General. He's the guy that was talking about how we got to support Turkey and how important they are to world peace and how instrumental they were for helping out with Syria and all that stuff. Where all they've done is export. What Erdogan's done is he's exporting jihadists to across 3 different continents that we know of. We don't know what else he's done, maybe in North America. Completely destroyed Libya. He's trying to take over Syria. Already took up the north part of Syria. Fucking what he's doing to the Kurds, what he's trying to do to Greece, Cyprus, and then this is the guy, he's the peace guy. Get the fuck out of here, man. What kind of game are we fucking playing?
It's frustrating. The politics behind this whole situation, we've spoken about this many times on the show. It just makes no sense to me. Like, I understand the importance of having a partner like Turkey, simply because of its geopolitical and strategic location, the fact that you want a Muslim state to be part of a union like this, right? But at some point, you have to come to the realization that it is no longer the Turkey of the 90s and the early 2000s, right?
Yeah, this is Erdogan's Turkey now,
and it's going to get really, really messy. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to pick, and we've said this before. I mean, when it comes to the EU, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem because at some point you're going to have to go with the alliance, and they're not part of it, right? So they're all going to have to kind of align with one common vision, and the EU seems to be kind of following that kind of path. But when it comes to NATO, it's going to be really, really tough. What I'm following, and I don't know if you saw this, in the U.S., there was a resolution passed in Congress on the new the new National Defense Act. So basically, it's the budget for the for defense, and within that resolution, there are articles to kind of seclude Turkey and to implement sanctions because of the purchase of the missiles.
Well, as far as I can tell, I'm reading this right now. Kamala Harris hires advisors with ties to Turkey and Azerbaijan. Harris announced the appointment of Nancy McEldowney as her national security advisor and Rohini Gosoglu as her domestic policy advisor. Yeah. So Biden's taking sides. I mean, you know what, man? They're playing their cards right. They're doing what the Democrats are known to do. Get ready for war.
Look, I don't know exactly how this is going to evolve, but, I was reading an article early this week, and it seems very probable that the resolution will pass in the Senate as well. Trump already tweeted that he's going to veto it because there's some elements of it that he doesn't agree with. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Everybody's looking at that specific resolution, and that, I think, depending on what happens to that, is going to highly affect whatever position NATO will take, right? I mean, usually the U.S. is pretty much a leader in these decisions. So we'll see. I mean, it is frustrating, and we've spoken about it so many times. And I don't know. I mean, it's difficult for me to see how people don't see it, but at the same time, I can also understand the political side of everything, right?
Yeah. So, G, I'm going to throw you for a loop here. I don't know. I know you probably didn't hear about this, but I saw this and I was like, you know what? I think we should talk about it. Did you hear about Brandon Bernard, the guy that was executed?
No. Where?
In the States. So I think it was Trump's only, I guess, now that he's like, all right, we're cool. We can execute this guy. And people were pissed off, right? Like, oh, we're doing this. Why are you? I think Kim Kardashian even came out and it's like, let's protect this guy. Let's not get him executed, right? So I was like, I'm very weird with the death penalty because I do understand that having the death penalty means that maybe you'll get like a pedophile or something like that. At the same time, I don't like the state having that much power where they're allowed to dictate who lives and dies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that. However, there is one thing to be said about this. Whether it's right or wrong, it depends how you believe in it. But the guy, Brendan Bernard, because they were making him seem like, oh, we should look into this. The guy was young. What did he do? And then I looked at what he did. Apparently, he held a family at gunpoint. He was robbing them. And then he shot them, stuffed them in the trunk of their car, and set the car on fire. Mm. So then I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm not saying I'm for the death. It's not up to me to decide, but, like, that's a hard... They're like, but he was 18. It's like, that can't be an excuse, but he was 18. You know what I mean? I mean, at the least put him in life. Hmm?
What state was this?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I got to look.
Yeah.
I got to look. I'll tell you right now.
I don't know this very well. I'm not sure how many states still have the death penalty.
I thought
in
it
the
was
US.
one. I honestly thought it was. I thought it was one. I thought it was just Texas, but I could be wrong.
No, there's more.
Brendan Bernard is the 9th federal inmate executed in 2020. Okay, so he was in a federal prison. Bum, 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 bum. So it all came down to the federal government.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, off him. So it's a very touchy subject because me too, man, with the death penalty, it's weird because it's like you're giving the government the right to decide who lives and dies. But at the same time, let's not make every piece of shit out to be a hero.
Yeah. Look, it's difficult whenever issues come up like that, especially, when they're analyzed from our side of the fence, right? I mean, we live in a country where the whole justice system is completely different, right? I mean, and we've spoken about this too, right? I mean, we believe in the rule of law. Same thing as the U.S. The only thing is that taking someone's life, in Canada isn't even, it's not even on the horizon. I mean, it's so far from even being realistic.
But we have our own issues. I mean, we make our prime ministers wear blackface. Like we do our own backwards things too. So
yeah, exactly.
Let's not point the finger, George.
Yeah. Was it last week we were talking about that kid in Quebec?
25 states, Olga says, have the death penalty. 25. Man, I thought it was one or two.
I thought so too. I thought it was like maybe max 5. Oh, wow. 25.
But I think in order to get the death penalty, and again, I'm not defending the death penalty because I don't know enough about this, but I think in order to get the death penalty, you have to do some heinous shit. Because I think even this guy, bro, killing a family, stuffing them in a car and setting them on fire, even that people were debating. So imagine, like, it takes a lot for you to get the death penalty. I don't know what's better. I guess life in prison, I would assume, would be the only other option, right?
Well,
With
of course,
no opportunity of parole.
I mean, that's what it is over here, right? And even here in Canada, it's so delicate that they never say life in prison. They just say a life sentence.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like you're just sentenced for the rest of your life, but it's never like what's it called? Whatever the term is.
Like this guy, I think the best thing for him would have been life in prison because you're also giving him an easy way out. Like he just killed an entire family, right? And now, okay, you snuff him out. I understand that I guess the prison system's fucking overwhelmed, but I mean, have this guy lose his life in the sense that he's in there for life for taking away those lives. But you know, I'm not mad either way. It's not up to me to decide that. I'm just saying it's weird when we give the states those power, but also don't make a guy who did all that shit out to be a hero just because there's a death penalty. You know what I mean?
You mean make him a hero because of...
Yeah, because they're like, oh, no, this guy, maybe he was 18. He was only, like, as if, you know, he was 18. He killed a family. Forgive him. Like, I don't know. There's some stuff that I don't think that we should forgive, especially at 18. I understand your brain's not fully developed till, like, what, you're in your mid-20s. But,
yeah, but
at 18, I knew that there was consequences if I would fucking murder a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not saying it's the right consequences. It's not for me to decide the death penalty. However, calm down, guys. Like, I think it should be, I guess if you rape and murder kids, then I wouldn't even mind.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm iffy on the death penalty. Because if that was the case, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Shoot him. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but again, it comes down to what you said, and I mean, none of us here are lawyers, so we don't know. But how do you decide? Like, how do you determine what is considered
a killable?
Or not? You understand? Like, okay, this guy murdered a whole family, burned them. And they kill, like, what are the lines? Like, that's just my curiosity.
Like, how do you decide? Is it one death, 2 deaths? Is it the fact that after you had to move the bodies, manipulate them, and then set them on fire? That shows that, okay, this guy can't even be in prison. I have no idea how they decide that.
I'm sure at some point they look at the precedent, right? But I mean, what if there isn't?
Yeah, like I said, the death penalty is very tricky because it's a slippery slope. I don't like giving the government that much power.
Also because, like, so he robbed the family, right?
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah.
So they gave him their stuff, like, whatever he wanted.
Yeah, I guess.
So somebody who's in need, who's just a robber, would just get what he wants and leave.
Even if he shoots them out of panic.
Yeah.
I think what fucked him up was the putting him in the car and setting them on fire. I think that's what fucked him up.
Yeah, but even just killing them all after having robbed them, that means he didn't just want to rob, he also wanted to kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and George, Payo Beats wants you to know that they love your headphones.
Thank you. They're new. Just got them. I'm also expecting new mics. So.
Yeah, so Ray Miller puts in a good point because he says, so we feed and clothe the piece of shit for the rest of his life while he works on getting released. It is weird because you see that's the thing. There's so many arguments. It's like,
but
okay,
he won't get released. That's
he won't get released, but still, you're basically, it costs money, right?
Oh,
so it costs taxpayer dollars. So people are paying for this guy. So there's so many, that's the thing. This is such a nuanced thing. But my reason why bringing it up is I just don't want people to think that just because, yeah, okay, the death penalty sounds excessive just because they used it on this guy doesn't mean that this guy's some kind of a martyr or whatever. Clearly what he did. I mean, would you forgive him if he did this to your family?
No, of course,
so fuck off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So stop pretending like, oh, well, but they're doing okay, I understand. The death penalty is legal. They're using it to the full extent. But this guy is not some kind of a fucking martyr.
Yeah, 100%. The fact that they're trying to paint him as a martyr, that's fucked up.
If they use the death penalty on, I don't know, a comedian who was talking shit about politics, okay, yeah, maybe it's excessive. There's a martyr system there. But a guy who murdered a fucking family, let's calm down.
Yeah, but it's this whole politics bullshit. You know what I mean? They're just using it as...
But it is an interesting conversation to have about how much power you want to give the government, right? Because you're snuffing out a life either way. Like, so it is an interesting, it's not for us to decide, but it's definitely an interesting conversation that I believe people should be having. Because we just let the government take care of it. We're like, yeah, death penalty, just take care of that. But you got to think about the power. Look at now, a little bit of emergency powers, and they're fucking shutting shit down. You can't have your family over. You can't do this. But businesses, malls can remain open. Like, it's all, they're playing these weird games with a little bit of power. Imagine giving them the power to decide life. Oof. Yeah, they're going to abuse it.
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about that.
It's obviously a huge debate. I mean, and I'm guessing that even in Canada, people would be for it, right? It's just the way that things work over here that we don't consider that as an option where we take someone's life.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough issue because it's such a it's a sensitive topic. I mean, you brought it up. I mean, someone kills your family. I mean, the first instinct that you would naturally have is I want to take this guy's fucking life. Like payback time.
Yeah, but that's hard too because if we start doing the
Yeah.
payback thing, everyone's dead.
Exactly, you understand? So I mean, that's the other question. I mean,
If Poseidon's victims all come out of the shed, we're liable to get killed. So, G, sorry to cut you off. What else you bring into this eccentric table of ours this morning?
there's a lot of developments happening this week, especially around COVID-19 here in Quebec. Some
Yes.
developments, but also worldwide. We're going to talk about it. Let's start first with that because the UK was the first country to use the vaccine against COVID-19. It was received by a 90-year-old woman called Margaret Keenan.
I don't trust it.
And the UK basically has already began its nationwide rollout campaign to get the vaccines to the people. So I think we spoke about that last week or something. The UK became the first country to approve the Pfizer vaccine, and of course, all the other countries are paying very close attention to how everything unfolds over there, especially the US and Canada, since they both announced this week that
Until the UK approves proper usage of dentists and they start fixing their teeth, I don't listen to anything they say.
So US and Canada are specifically looking at how everything unfolds over there because they're going to be starting their vaccination in the following days, maybe weeks. On Monday, Justin Trudeau announced that an initial batch of around 250,000 doses would be arriving by next week. Health Canada has already approved it over here. And I think in the US, the FDA also approved it this week. So it's going fast with respect to the vaccine. Just a fun little
What's
fact.
in the vaccine, G?
Sorry?
What's in it? Because I know there's
don't know.
different vaccines that are out, like different companies were making them. Who was it? Was it Moderna or Pfizer that the vaccine has to be stored in minus 75 degrees temperatures, but it's the only one?
They all have to be
No, they
stored
don't.
in like minus eight.
Nope.
No?
No, they don't. Because I remember when they were even asking the opposite person, they go to the other company, they go, how come theirs has to be stored in minus 75? And the guy was like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
So one of them does. So what I'm saying is, so clearly they're not all the same. They're all
and
different.
also I think there's some that you need 2 doses, and another one that everything is included into one. Everybody's
Yes.
going to be looking at the
So
side
do we
effects.
know what we're
Apparently-
taking?
I have no idea what's in it. I'm not a scientist, and I wouldn't even sit to read because even if I did, I wouldn't understand it. But I'm reading that.
Because I don't trust this shit, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. People are freaking out online and stuff, but it's not even so much trust. Like I think there's something nefarious. I don't think Bill Gates is gonna trip me. I just don't trust the speed in which they did this, right? In terms of the actual
that's amazing,
testing.
because at the beginning, if you remember, everybody was saying that there won't be a vaccine within at least 2 years. I
Yeah.
mean, this is record, or this is, I think, the first time we're seeing this within 9 to 10 months to have a vaccine that is already being used. The other interesting thing is that everyone was predicting that the side effects would be very strong. Apparently, they're not that bad either.
So hold on a second. This is just out of curiosity. Just correct me if I'm wrong. So they're giving you a little bit of that COVID, right? So you can develop the antibodies, and you have some side effects. So basically, symptoms of COVID. So why would I actively put COVID in me and then go through the symptoms of COVID to develop antibodies instead of taking my chances, trying to not get COVID? And if I do get it, then I'm going to go through the same cycle anyway that I would with that's what, like, what's the benefits of this untested little COVID vaccination? Also, Poseidon told me that some of these vaccines have aborted baby fetuses in them. Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck to believe anymore, George.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. A fun fact that I read actually while researching this whole thing was that both Russia and China have already started giving the vaccine to the populations before the final safety and efficiency trials.
That does not surprise me. China was welding buildings shut when this happened. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
You're on your own now. You don't remember this? They didn't know what was going on with all the COVID spreading in Wuhan, and they were welding buildings shut so people couldn't get out. They go, for 2 weeks, you live, you die, you die. Like it was. So they don't really give a shit. Like the people are expendable in China. There's a lot of them. The government's aware. Yeah.
Be a man. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Shut the door.
You don't remember this when they were welding buildings shut and people were freaking out? Yeah, it was going all over the internet. They're like, yo, they're welding our buildings shut. Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, that's nuts. I had seen videos of they had actually they were trying to drag a woman out of a car and they accidentally snapped her neck.
Oh, is that real?
Yeah, I don't know. Like you see either tossing her around and she does like a movement and then her body just flops kind of.
Yo, so fucking Philly B in the chat. Balabanos is out sick. We think he has the Rona. He doesn't. We're going to find out later. But he's out sick, and he's telling us in the chat that Pfizer is an mRNA vaccine. Moderna's doesn't need to be stored at -70. The reason it needs to be so cold is for the solution that houses the mRNA. I did a deep dive into the science. I told you guys. They're not all made the same, these vaccines.
And he's also saying that there's no COVID in there's no virus in the vaccine.
That's bullshit, because the way I learned about vaccines is supposed to be a bit of it, right?
Yeah,
you get a retarded version, so then you know how to deal with it.
It's a dead strand, basically. So like,
but now they're saying there isn't. Now I feel like someone's lying. This is for you, bro. This is for the underscore lobby.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna delve into this.
Yeah,
we need to look into it. I mean, let's find someone who's gonna get the vaccine. Now we're gonna start that soon, I guess. So
well, look, because it could be dangerous to take this vaccine right off the bat, I am willing, for everyone on the internet, I am willing to force Poseidon to take it, so that way we can see if there are any long-term effects.
We need this for the show, Poseidon.
I'm willing. Look. These are the sacrifices that I'm willing to make. I am willing to take my life and really decide to take Poseidon's life into my hands for you guys, if you guys are willing. So you just got to write in the chat if you want Poseidon to take the vaccine. That's the kind of risks I take for you guys. So you're welcome. Patreon.com/Pantelis.
God damn, bro.
Well, Poseidon would take it because he's not scared of anything, but I don't want him to take it yet. I don't want anyone yet until I see.
Yeah, no, this is something that kind of scares me, actually. I'm not going to lie. The vaccine.
What the fuck? The Pfizer one works like HIV, apparently, so people with HIV can't get it. What? Pantelis, it was already tested on monkeys. That's cute.
Oh, I went over my head.
But was it tested on the great ape? I don't think so. Yeah, so again, all this shit scares the fuck out of me, especially when I see 90-something%. A lot of my friends got the COVID. A lot of my comedian friends got the COVID.
And also, I just found an article from Global News that said that was posted a day ago. Apparently, 44,000 people got the vaccine, and a lot of them had an allergic reaction.
Yeah, and even like Akash Singh got it, and they just got back to Flagrant 2 now that Schultz announced his Netflix specials. And I think it took him like 3 weeks, but now he's back into it. You know what I mean? He's not dead.
He took the vaccine?
No. He got the COVID. Akash got the COVID.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And but he's over it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's on the mend and shit. Like most people our age.
Yeah, it's like any other cold that you get, any other virus. Or
No. The tricky thing about this is that it's not like because it affects everyone differently. So like I have friends that friends get it, both of them. One is hit hard, the other is like a little cold. Then we have a common friend. I'm not gonna mention him because it's no one else's business. But his wife also got it, and it's like there's nothing wrong with her. Like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And this guy got dicked for 2 weeks. Couldn't taste, couldn't smell.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky thing about this fucking virus is you don't know how you're gonna react to it. That's why I understand when people say like it's not fake because people are like it's not a real thing. It's 100% a real thing.
Yeah.
It's 100% a real thing.
It was fake.
What's scary, why people are scared, is because you don't know how it's gonna hit you. That's why people are panicking. Because if you knew it was gonna hit you like a regular flu, you'd fucking go out like normal. You wouldn't worry so much.
Yeah.
But you're like, fuck, what if I'm actually out for 2 weeks and I can't taste, smell, I'm in bed for 2 weeks?
Yeah. And there was a whole situation where you might have...
it might fuck up your lungs if you have shitty
your
lungs.
in the long term. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. I mean, I don't know. I'm just glad, honestly, that things have developed this quickly. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it. I don't think anybody was.
Yeah, but Barack Preach did get the COVID. That's what I was talking about. That's one of the guys. That was one of my anecdotes. And Preach is a strong guy. Dude, Preach broke his... dude, Preach fell off his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Fucking broke a rib. You remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
Got back on. He's like, yeah, I feel good. Continued, went on to his trip, did a show, comedy show, drove all the way back home, did all this like for weeks. He was like, it's a little discomfort, nothing. And then I think he went in for x-rays. They're like, sir, you have cracked ribs. He's like, really?
Man's
like,
a
yeah,
tank, bro.
yeah. Like, how are you not feeling this? He's like, what the? So if it knocked his ass out, then yeah,
That's crazy. I fracked, like I had I didn't break a rib. Like, I mean, it was a little fracture that I got.
And it was killing you.
It was horrible, man. What are you talking about?
No, you know how they talk about like there should be like a black Superman or whatever. We have one in Quebec. His name is Preach. We have one. Like, come on. So if it could knock him out, then that's how you know that this shit. If it hits you the wrong way, man.
Yeah.
It'll fuck you up. So that's why I don't want to get it. But the vaccine shit just makes me nervous, dude, because I don't know what's in it.
Well, didn't they say it takes 10 to 15 years to properly develop a fucking vaccine, bro? And now they've developed one in 10 months? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I've never heard of 10 years. But
I never heard of the 10 years either. That would be insane.
I heard of the 2 to 3 years. Like I've heard of the between 2 to 4 year kind of thing, which is why everyone, all the specialists kept coming out and they were trying to set everyone's expectations.
The AIDS one just taking really long, Poseidon. But that I feel it's because they're just looking like, yeah, we're gonna let this one ride out a bit. Like I don't think they care. That's why. Because if you remember, that's why there was gay lobbies and protests and stuff. Because it seemed like the government at the time didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why that's taking so long. But generally, if you actually put all your efforts into something, they normally get something reasonable in like 2-3 years now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 2 to 4 years. Where the fuck did I see 10 to 15 years?
I'm telling you, because you were looking at the AIDS epidemic. And they were just like, yeah, that's on the back burner, bro. We'll take care of that later. That's how, dude, that's why they had lobbies and stuff. I was watching a documentary about this. People were pissed off. Like, the government at the time was, like, fake caring. They're like, yeah, we care about a lot. Not really, though. Like, they were they were assholes.
Yeah, but the government never cares, bro.
I know.
They just think they're elites and that everyone is below them. And they could do whatever the fuck they want. They think they can get away with anything. Politicians.
Yeah.
Not so sure about that. I mean,
Poseidon is the king of misinformation. Poseidon's wife, Peach's wife, is a police officer. No, I don't think so. I never heard of that. That would have been funny. Let's see. Martin Carly does science vulgarization. Don't know the word in English for kids on TV. What is her name? Martin Carly. Is it a she or Martin? I guess it's a guy. Ooh. We should ask that. Science for dummies. I like that because you know why? I am a dummy and I like the science. So we should look into that. But yeah, so G, what about you? Are you going to take it? Are you going to make your parents take it? Are you going to make your kids take it? What are you going to do?
Well, look, like we said last week, I think we have more than enough time to see how this thing unfolds. I mean, they have a priority list of people that are going to take it. So I think we have probably until, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but I'm assuming before mid next year, I don't think any of us will have access to the vaccine. And by then, we'll have a lot more information. So
now I heard something, G, and you got to tell me if it's true or not, because you're the only man here that knows what's happening in the world. I heard, because people were complaining, you cannot force us to take this. And then the government said, well, okay, we're not going to force you. But this is what I heard. I heard, you're not forced. However, if you don't take it, you will not be able to travel. You will not be able to go into certain stores. You will not be able to get certain, into certain activities.
I didn't hear that over here. I heard something like that coming out of Greece.
Yes, that's why I heard it first.
People travel. In Canada, I haven't heard anything, but at the same time...
Isn't that forcing you, though? Isn't that like the illusion of choice?
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. But at the same time, how are you going to check? Like, you're going to demand that people carry, like, their vaccine booklet or, like, if I go to a store and they say you can't unless you've been vaccinated, okay, I've been vaccinated. Fuck off.
But I mean, what if you have to have a like you said, a card or perhaps, like Poseidon's about to say, I could see in his face, a chip. Is that what you're going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say a bracelet.
A bracelet or a chip. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then we fall right back full circle into conspiracy town and God damn it, they were right.
I don't know, but I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm very iffy when it comes to vaccines. I mean, injecting shit into your body. I don't know. I mean, but like you said, I mean, you have your parents, you have your kids.
Yeah, but for all these years, remember the SARS and all that stuff for years. Remember the debates between the vaccines and autism. Remember all that stuff that was happening?
Yeah.
I didn't take any one of those things. I'm fucking fine. I didn't get the SARS or anything.
I didn't either, and I don't take the flu vaccine every year either.
Me neither. I don't take that shit, bro. Why would I? Doesn't that have a bit of the flu?
Like a dead strand of it.
Yeah. Why would I? It's like you avoid the flu by letting us inject the flu into you. Get the fuck out of here. Are you crazy?
I think we should just wait. We'll wait it out and we'll see what happens. And I mean, if you see that by the end of next year this thing's still around and there's still cases,
yeah,
I'm gonna take the vaccine.
But then wouldn't that mean that the vaccine did dick all?
Well, it depends if people are taking it or not, because I assume that's the whole point, right? I mean, killing the epidemic by not limiting its spread. I mean, isn't the whole point, right? So I don't know. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I think there's time. I'm just happy to know that we're at this stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
it is interesting to look at science. How like when they all get together, how quickly they could come up with this stuff. Like we've done some impressive stuff. Not me and you. We're doofuses, but the human race,
people kind
has done a lot. But now, let's say they take care of the spread of COVID, right? Is the next thing on the menu how we're going to stop the spread of communism? Is that even on the table? What kind of vaccines do we have for that?
They're going to make a vaccine for that for sure.
Can we inject IQ into people or no?
No, that's the vaccine for that is unfortunately a bullet to the head.
That's not a vaccine. It's not a vaccine. That is absurd.
But did you guys catch the news this week? In the U.S., President Trump, and this makes no sense to me. I don't understand. He signed an executive order to prioritize Americans for the vaccine, right?
Good.
But it's a little ironic given that the UK already has it, and they've started the vaccine rollout nationwide already. Even
No, but hold on. But is it the same vaccine that the Americans are getting?
Yeah, it's Pfizer. So
he said us first, but maybe he said us first after we tested on those Brits.
No,
because he might be playing it smart. He's like, yeah, us first. But give it to the red coats.
I don't know. I think it's obviously it's political visibility because the what's called the reason the reason behind all that for the Pfizer vaccine, there's manufacturers outside of the U.S. And they're contractually obligated to deliver the vaccine to the countries with whom they've signed the agreements with. I mean, look at Canada. They've signed agreements, and I read that the ministers came out after he signed that executive order. They're like, look, we have nothing to worry about. We have contractual agreements with Pfizer, and they're not getting it from the U.S. They're getting it from other manufacturing plants outside. I think theirs is coming from Belgium. So I
don't trust the Belge.
So I'm not so sure that this executive order has any control over what happens in those facilities outside.
By the way, Belgium is a wacky place, for the record. All my fans from Belgium, they'll send me links and stuff. Like, this is like a commercial in Belgium. This is what this minister in Belgium does. Is all wacky. It's like a circus. Belgium is a goddamn circus.
Goddamn.
Yo, by the way, the government says that for Christmas, you cannot invite your family over or your mom, stuff like that, right? However, I have it on good authority. I heard that the Right Honorable Justin Blackface invited the Chinese military over. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing joint exercises or what's going on? I read something about it. I didn't look into it in detail because I at this point I really don't care what Justin does with China. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I don't know.
But it's just like if you can't invite your relative over to your house, you live in the same city, but he's inviting a foreign military into the country during this pandemic. Also, from a country that fucking this started in. Isn't that dangerous? Are we not playing with people's lives here?
Yeah, look, we spoke about this last week, man. There's so much improvisation on this. Last week we spoke about how the government.
What? Wait, but how is that even like if you're saying that grandma can't come over, all right? Grandma can't come over, but fucking elite Wuhan soldiers, yeah, fucking come over. That's cool. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Same thing with no, you can't have you. Are you crazy? Restaurant? You're gonna sell food? You're gonna have people come inside? That's crazy. Yeah, we can sell alcohol. That's fine as long as you're not selling any food in there. You can walk into our store to buy alcohol. You know what I mean? Or no, that's crazy. What are you talking about? We can have a little terrace out. The people are gonna stand over there, sit. That's nuts. Oh yeah, we can have 1,000 people in a mall. Of course that works. It's all nonsense. It doesn't make any sense.
Like I told you guys last week, I have a feeling that all that is going to change. If not this week, probably the next week. I mean, look, already the government came back from its announcement to allow 2 gatherings there between the 24th and 27th of December. It came back. They're like, they canceled it altogether. The numbers in Quebec, they're still on the rise. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes up with stricter restrictions on some businesses that have been able to remain open, and even with respect to public gatherings. So I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm just following that closely to see exactly what's going to happen, because it's really getting out of hand here in Quebec, and a lot of the experts were saying that this period over the next month or so is the most crucial one. I mean, we're hitting record numbers. With the cases we're getting now, we didn't get them in March or April. So I mean, already the premier announced.
That's absurd. That's absurd though, because we weren't doing the same testing in the beginning as we are now. So of course we're gonna have more people now. We had time to spread, and now we're actually testing. I always found that crazy when people were bringing stupid things like that up. Like, did you know that in December we didn't have any cases? Yeah, because we didn't fucking test for them, you dipshit. Like,
yeah, we knew about this in March.
Yeah,
it's not only the cases; it's also the deaths that are on the rise too, right? So. I don't know. Look, we'll wait and see.
But hold on, but the death rate has stayed roughly the same. Poseidon told me, unless he's lying to me, at less than 1%, right? Poseidon, death rate stayed the same.
The death rate was really high up back in May.
Okay, so it dropped.
It dropped really low throughout the whole summer.
Okay, so the opposite. Okay,
spiked a bit in October, beginning of October, and then spiked back down, and now it's been slowly going back up to the.
So how many?
Halfway to. Like 127 on the.
But percentage-wise of people getting it.
Oh, I don't know.
Like how likely are you to die is what people care about.
I have to do the math on that. I don't know. I'm just seeing it on Google here, quick. I would have to.
Yeah, I mean, look, the premier announced that nothing is being ruled out.
Oh yeah, and also case numbers is true. Harl is bringing up in the chat. Case numbers are not people sick, right? So case numbers, like even if you get 1 million people that were tested and we have them, it doesn't mean that there's not 2 million people that actually have it. You get it?
The problem, and this you brought this up last week, Pantelis. The problem is that the hospitals are
overwhelmed.
They're loaded, right?
There we go.
And this is where it's getting scary, because in the announcement that the Premier Legault made this week, he ordered the hospitals in the Montreal region to ramp down on non-urgent surgeries because they need the beds to be available.
My buddy had a surgery that was supposed to go into last week, and they canceled it because of that. They
canceled, yeah, exactly. So that, to me, I mean, it says that there's definitely some inside information that worse days are ahead are expected. I mean, look, he did, however, say that the urgent surgeries like cancer and operations and cancer treatments, those will continue. But I mean, when you come out and tell the hospitals, listen, you're canceling everything that you have on schedule because we need the space, we need the beds. What information do you have? Like, what are we expecting?
It's like what I said last week, and I want to remind people in case they're panicking or they don't. So the hospital situation, at least here, it is very true, because what's happening is, don't just think of the fatal cases, because the majority of people that get COVID, they're at home, it's flu or it's nothing, right? The problem is that every minor thing, people are going there. So now these people are overwhelmed, and they already have other emergencies, people getting into car accidents, shot, stabbed, whatever it is, right? So that's what's happening, is that so many more people are going in there and they can't handle it. So it gets overwhelming. Then there's a backlog of people. That's what's happening to the system. That's why they're panicking, and they're like, shit, do we just shut everything down, keep them at home? Like, how do we fucking stop this? It's more than just COVID. It's also people's psyche, panicking about it. Like Phil's been sick. Phil has been getting sick since this started. And every time he gets sick, he's like, "Ooh, I don't know. I gotta go get tested." Phil's been tested a couple times for the Rona. This is just the latest time that he was tested. But
but look, and I'm sorry to say this, man, and I know Phil is listening, but he's fucking sick every 2 weeks. This kid, man.
yeah,
he's always sick.
I mean, look, we're not here to make fun of Phil's immune system, but if you want, let's do it. But that's why though he panics, because he's not sure. He's like, okay, but does it feel different sick? And that's Phil. That's one person. Now imagine having 50,000 people swarming these hospitals. I think I got the Rona, and they're like, "Sir, you do not have the Rona. However, you are HIV positive."
Well, that's what happened to my brother, by the way, huh?
That's how he got the AIDS.
No.
What a weird plug, dude.
No,
Like,
my
yeah,
brother.
No,
My brother in the beginning was so scared he had the Ronas. And he to the point where he was like convulsing, like, oh, what if I have it? I get it. I remember in the beginning.
Oh yeah, his brother actually started convulsing. He had like a mini seizure.
Yeah,
from the panic, because the news was basically saying it's a death sentence.
And then and then he went to the hospital, everything, and I think he got tested. He didn't have it, and he got tested for other stuff, and they found out he had irritable bowel syndrome. IBS.
Yeah, irritable bowel. That's what they found out.
Yeah. So that means he can't eat bread, he can't eat gluten, he can't eat all that shit.
On the bright side, your bowels are as irritable as you. Yeah.
But at the same time, guys, and I want to get to that topic too. Remember last week I told you that the Quebec health director, Dr. Arruda, was called to testify.
Oh, did he?
At the health committee, and finally it happened on Wednesday, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it, but it doesn't really help the situation what happened, because all these conspiracy theories, all these questions that we're having were left unanswered. You're having the health director, and at the end of the 3-hour drilling,
nothing was said.
No clear answers to anything. I mean, it's worrying, right? I mean, look, he basically he accepted to get questioned by the MNAs in Quebec. This happened on Wednesday. So for anyone that didn't waste their life listening to that testimony, I'll fill you in a little bit. It was honestly, in my opinion, the most horrible thing to watch. When it comes to the management of this pandemic, there was nothing concrete. He went over everything that was done since the very beginning and on what they based themselves in order to make those difficult decisions at the beginning of the pandemic, which, we've discussed it. I mean, it was fine. It was the beginning. Everybody was a little bit scared. There was a lot of trust given to the government. But, there was really no clear reflection on anything that needs to be done going forward. On many occasions, he couldn't even remember what he had or had not suggested to the premier. Jesus. Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? And at the same time, and I don't know if you guys caught this at all, he did state that it was not his recommendation for the government to close down the restaurants. So that was purely political. It was a unilateral decision made by the government. And which, by the way, they're still standing by that decision to control whatever spread of the pandemic. But that did not come from our health authorities. So that also brings the question: what the hell is the government doing, and how is this whole pandemic being managed? There were, very ambiguous answers with respect to the recommendations on updating the ventilation systems in the schools. In general, it was just hard to watch and to even follow, I read a lot of articles that came out yesterday. Many analysts, they're wondering if this exercise was even necessary at this point. They're also wondering, why didn't this happen every month, for example, where, there could have been better clarifications or maybe even better communication among all the elected officials. That would have been an interesting idea. Other analysts are even going as far as to suggest if Dr. Arruda is still the man for the situation. Anyway, like I said, I think more than anything, his passage through the committee probably gave conspiracy theorists much more reason to doubt everything that has been going on. Look, I was excited that this was happening because I felt that we're going to get some answers, because when you're drilled by all these politicians for like 3 hours, it can get really stressful.
Oh, and you would know.
but nothing came out of it, man. It was such a disappointing 3 hours.
Oh,
You know,
war
just
rubbers.
so yeah. So all this to say, and this goes back to what we've been talking about uh, on other episodes. It's getting really hard to convince me that there isn't any improvisation over here. I mean, I have no idea what the hell's going on. There's no clear direction.
No, there's
Everyone
a lot of improvisation. However, to forgive Legault and a lot of politicians, and I've said this before, nobody knew what the fuck's going on. It's not like they have like some kind of a master plan. They understand it. They're like, all right, we're just gonna fuck with people. It's because they're human beings. They're in a situation that is unprecedented. There's no playbook, and they're improvising and they're reacting this way. It's just what bothers me is that
I don't
some
know
of the
about
stuff
that, man.
they
I
do.
don't know about that. It's very.
What do you mean you don't know about that? Where's the playbook for COVID?
Well, that's the thing. It's very difficult for me to believe that our health authorities. I mean, obviously, this is the first time we're seeing this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's not the first pandemic in history. It's not the first.
No,
I
but
mean,
it's the
we've had
first pandemic
SARS,
of its kind that our generation that we're facing.
No, I know, but you would imagine that there's some sort of plan based on what we've seen in the past that could have been used, at least in the beginning.
Dude, people have been having kids for forever. And still, people have kids and fuck it up. They don't know how to raise them. So, trust me, the past does not necessarily dictate how you're going to handle the future, because you don't always learn from it. We're doomed to repeat our mistakes, and that's what's going on here. Now, what I am going to say, though, is what I don't forgive is that some of the stuff, like you said, is clearly politically motivated. For example, the restaurants. The people that put money in and they were actually trying to make it safe for people to dine in or take out and do all that, they're the ones who got shafted. You know, and I stand with David McMillan from the Joe Beef. I stand with those guys. Fucking.
You heard what they're suggesting now, right? That the government allow them to at least sell their booze, so get some of their merchandise out, so they can get some money coming in. I don't think it's a bad idea. We're gonna see exactly how that develops, but I don't know when you reach a point where you're calling when you have influential people like that in these industries that are calling for disobedience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worrying. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it.
There's no better way than it's worrying, sir. It's very worrying. What else you bring to the table, G? You got any other news for us?
Yeah, last thought, we're going to leave COVID a little bit. We're going to stay in Quebec because, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I spoke to you about the economy minister, Pierre Fitzgibbon, who was accused by the ethics commissioner for his involvement in affairs that certain companies were having with the government. He happened to be a shareholder of these companies. So back then, Premier Legault was quick to defend him, even though his minister was in clear violation. This week, the ethics commissioner came back on the attack, claiming that, the minister is once again in violation for not having declared all his interest in two other companies that are also doing business with the state.
Was one of them studdedildos.ca?
I don't know what the hell they're doing, but the ethics commissioner stated that during her investigation, the minister was very uncooperative. The guy didn't give a fuck about anything, and once again, she recommended that he be reprimanded. The members of the opposition automatically were quick to criticize, and they're demanding now that he resign from cabinet. The ethics commissioner's report was due to be put to a vote on Wednesday. Obviously, the CAQ is a majority government. They voted against it. The funny thing in this situation is that, and I remember this very clearly when we were in government, Legault in opposition was fucking yelling. But I mean, we were targeted. The Liberal Party of Quebec was targeted for years about ethics scandals and all that shit.
For a reason, you guys are fucking riddled with scandals.
There was no scandal, but
well, George,
Legault was
put a list out.
When I'm premier, it'll be zero tolerance, and that's how it should be. Blah,
and then
blah,
he's
blah.
premier. He's like, "There's zero tolerance about you guys talking shit about our scandals."
Not only has he forgotten about that, but right now the discourse is no, we got to change the ethics, the code of ethics. It's wrong. It's outdated. Come on, man. I mean, this is the hypocritical thing about politics, so that's happening. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. There's a lot of pressure this week. This is the second violation in less than a year, right? In just a couple of months. So We'll see. We'll see what happens. I wanted to talk very quickly about the homeless camp that was dismantled. You probably know more about that because I know
they
that
set it on fire.
Did they? No, they didn't set it on fire.
Yeah,
They
you didn't
just,
see the fire last week where it was all set
Well,
ablaze?
yeah, it
No
caught on
way.
fire, which
Yeah.
I think pushed them to kind of dismantle the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what happened with that? I mean, they just packed everything up. It's done. It's
Well, because so here's what local governments do, and this is what pisses me off. This is what pisses Mike off too, is that here's what they do: is homeless people will get together someplace like this. They'll make a tent city, okay, and the government will be like, "Fuck." The public's going to be aware that we have a homeless situation, and while we're spending money on bike lanes and stupid ads and all that, we're not taking care of people that have fallen from grace, like they're completely fucked. We're not helping them. What do? We can't have them assemble. So they'll normally destroy their neighborhood, their village, whatever you want to call it, whatever the homeless people do, and then they're like, out of sight, out of mind. Look, we got rid of homelessness. They're not there anymore. But they haven't actually addressed the problem. Those people are still homeless. Just that now they don't even have a village to be part of. Now they're roaming the main streets in the cold. That's the only difference. Like, just because they set that on fire and they dismantled the camp doesn't mean that those people stopped being homeless. That is insane. Now they're even more homeless. They don't even have their tent.
Yeah. That's sad.
It's super sad, yeah. And then this bitch goes on the news and lies about all kinds of other stuff. Like last week when she's like, no, the reason why malls are open and not restaurants is there's no science behind what you guys are saying that it's spreading in malls. There's no science that says COVID is spreading in malls. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, you nutcase. So yeah, that's what they do is they'll get rid of them, but they're just moving them. And they'll be like, look, the homeless solved. But not really, because they're still homeless.
So where do they just picked up their tents and that's it, it's done, or did they move them?
They didn't. From last I heard, the government didn't actually move them. They just got rid of that so that they would have to move and spread out. It's kind of like, like a bunch of ants and you just kick them. And then it's like, look, we don't have a problem with ants anymore, but you just spread them around. I'm not calling them ants. I'm just saying, like, it's the same thing as saying when you didn't move the ants. Like, you just, like, these people are still homeless. Like, just because you can't see them now because they're not there at that spot doesn't mean they're any less homeless. So everything that Mike was proposing, like, Mike's still dropping because the city's full of shit, right? They keep calling Mike, even your boy there, keeps calling Mike, like, they're salesmen basically. Like, yeah, we're interested in helping the homeless. What's this idea with the houses? And then they're like, nah, we don't really want to get involved. So Mike found a couple of towns around that were willing, that wanted it, that they called him. So he's still dropping the 25 Gs, and they're building, I think they're almost done, for different cities, a couple of homeless houses for little towns around here that wanted to take them.
Is it close to Montreal though? I mean, because your main problem isn't in the regions, right? I mean, it's really
wherever it is, it's because they had a problem, and they said we have an issue, and we're willing to take those to help our homeless, right? Yeah. But then the city again, I think that same guy called him back. He's like, yeah, I want to talk about this again, and Mike's like, okay, you guys are fucking with me. Like now, it just seems like you guys want to. Basically, they want to go in public, be like, yeah, we're working to build these homes or whatever, but they never do it. They're just full of shit. That's why I hate politicians. They're full of fucking shit. Politicians are like these podcasters, like these comedians that for 10 years are like, I'm going to start a podcast next week. But they never do. Mm-hmm. They're the same people. They just yap, and they don't fucking do shit. So yeah,
now the pressure is on, right? Because if you have neighboring cities or municipalities that are going to do this, it's obviously adding pressure to Montreal. Because
it doesn't add pressure because in order to add pressure, George, the people that are in charge would have to feel that pressure, right? This lady has no empathy. It shows. She doesn't give a fuck. If it's not about bikes, it doesn't matter. So there is no pressure. What pressure? There's no pressure. She doesn't care. She's like, I don't give a shit. Can I ride my fucking bicycle? Yeah, then I'm cool. She doesn't give a shit. Like the businesses. Was there pressure when her fucking stupid antics were destroying businesses downtown, even before the pandemic? When they were closing up streets for this shit? No. She didn't feel the pressure of the economy dropping, of people losing their livelihood. She didn't feel the pressure. She's going to feel the pressure now. We're idiots. We voted for a dummy.
Well, there are elections coming next year, so we'll see how that goes. But again, I mean, the whole problem with homelessness isn't just, taking care of them now. Okay, it's cold. Let's give them shelter or whatever. I mean, it's so much bigger than that. I think. I mean, you can take them from Montreal and put them anywhere you want, but are you, like you said, are you solving the problem?
Phil is saying in the chat too. They still need a warm shelter in the cold winter. Like just because you move them you're not helping the problem. You're not getting them out of their situation.
Man, you know how many times downtown I see homeless people in entrances of those little entrances,
Yeah.
stores or whatever. Just
Yeah,
at
like a little
night.
halls.
At
Yeah,
night, just sleeping.
just
Like,
sleeping there, bro. Just
Yeah, yeah. But I don't
I'm
know.
just saying, how much did the bike pass cost? A couple of million, right? That we put for those bikes. Imagine that in taking over buildings down certain areas and expanding shelters downtown.
Yeah,
Imagine if that's where that money went. That's what I'm saying is if people had a choice of where they put their money, most of these people wouldn't run because they wouldn't be able to dictate where taxes go. They go into stupid programs.
yeah.
People care about actual infrastructure, fixing the roads. They care about homeless, about kids, women being alone. That's what people actually give a shit about. That's where people would put their money. People would not be like, I need lights on a bridge. I need fucking 36 bike paths that cyclists won't use. They're still gonna go in the fucking street. They wouldn't do that. So these politicians are whatever. Their days are numbered too, because people have their limits.
Yeah.
People have. I don't think this chick's gonna get voted in again.
we'll see. I mean, look, don't forget. I mean, she has her base, and it's the grassroots base.
But their base is her base is easy to get rid of. You just throw a fucking stick in
I'm
their
not sure
bicycle
about
wheel and they won't be able to make it to vote.
Yeah.
Oh, tabarnak! They got us.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the worst part is they rarely use the bike paths.
That's why I get mad is when there's a bike path and they're still on the street. I'm like, you fucking asshole!
so-
Instead of feeding the homeless, we spent money on this, and you're not even taking it.
Bro, I get so angry. You
Yeah.
understand the rage I get inside me when I see people. There's a bike path across the motherfucking street.
For anybody when there's a bike path and they don't go on the bike path, they go on the street. To me, all it says is "fuck the homeless." That's all I hear. That's all I hear.
Man, what's wrong with people?
But you know what bothers me most? I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's to some degree it's to be expected too. I mean, they don't care. They want to ride on the street, they're gonna ride on the street. What bothers me, and you're gonna see that now in wintertime, we're gonna have snow. We're gonna have snowstorms. We're gonna, there's gonna be snow, obviously, like every other year. They rush to clean the snow in the bike paths. Meanwhile, you can't drive your fucking car through the street.
What?
Yeah, they're so stupid.
I haven't seen that.
Also, she's passing a thing. She is trying to push. I don't know if you saw this. That by 2030, only electrical cars are going to be allowed to go downtown.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
But that, I mean,
I think the world's moving that way for the electric cars. But
she's also following a national policy in Quebec, right? Quebec also, there's this wave of banning.
The sale.
Yeah.
The sale, but here's the problem with that. The sale by 2030, you won't be able to sell, let's say, cars are not electric, which could make sense because then you could weasel, through the years, you get a new car, it's electric, and you fill out. But the fact that you're saying on this year, you're not allowed to go downtown without a car that's electric, that's fucked up because people are still going to own regular cars.
Yeah.
So it's just, anyways. But that's the thing.
It doesn't make sense, but at the same time, guys, I mean, look, if this is actually going to happen, it's only a matter of time before we're all going to be purchasing electric cars anyway. So I mean, does it really matter?
There's also a better solution to electric cars, eh? I had read an article yesterday.
Rickshaws. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out for a second.
What's a rickshaw?
The way China's going to pay for all this is by giving us all rickshaw drivers.
What's a rickshaw?
All right, look it up. You don't know what a rickshaw is?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's funny.
The joke took a while to land, but
it's the human horses.
yeah. That's what the Chinese military is doing here. They're exercising. They're getting ready. Trudeau's like, the country's gonna love me again. Wait till they hear this. Every citizen gets its own rickshaw driver.
God damn, bro. No, but there's a company that is using ex NASA technology, right? And they're building cars that run on salt water, and they have 720 horsepower. They're completely clean, by the way, huh? It's insane. So we have these solutions, but why aren't they pushing for stuff like this, like salt water? Bro, there's salt water everywhere, bro.
What? Really? The saltwater thing? That would be amazing if your car runs on salt water.
Yeah. It literally, it's a type of battery system. And
Like, how salty does the water need to be? Can it run on tears?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes. so that the depressed ride free. You know what that means? Most people riding for free.
No, but that even as a company, bro, that would be free money to herd salt water and then
To herd salt water.
to accumulate
To herd salt water.
to farm it, whatever. the
Brr,
fuck.
water. Over here, wild water.
They get the farm dogs.
Yeah. To
Round
lead
up
the water into the car.
No, but you know what I mean, right? So that would be crazy. That's free money, bro. That's like the people selling cans of oxygen in China. The companies. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, because of the pollution.
Yeah. That's nuts, bro. That's a license to print money, bro.
Kind of, but I mean, you also have to. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's just the air. I mean, they're not getting it from that city.
Like, what do? They just do this?
No, that's not what they. Is that what you thought they did? Did you show that on camera?
Yeah, no, that was a joke. That was a joke, bro. I'm joking. I know
That's not oxygen. That's just the local air. George, how ridiculous is this? George, would you invest in my oxygen business?
No.
No? Come on. We're going to call it Air de Montreal. And it's just going to, but we're going to have different districts. St. Leonard Air, Downtown Air, Park X Air.
As long as it's Poseidon scooping the air into the canister.
Park X Air is delicious. There's every spice you could think of. You're like, spicy and crime infested. I like it. I like what's happening here. You know, it'll be good.
Oh shit.
Saint Leonard, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna taste like pizza and Algerian regret. every district has its own whiff. That'd be amazing. And you know, even dumb ideas like that, like air of a district, people would buy. You'd find a market for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It would be too stupid though.
Is it really?
I don't know if it is. I see a lot of stupid shit that gets sold. So I don't know.
Bro, like, there's a market for used panties, bro.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah. There's a market for everything. There's
Used what? For used what? Tanning beds?
panties.
Panties.
Oh, panties.
Well, yeah. In Japan, we went through this. They have vending machines.
Not just Japan. It happens here.
No. Japan, there's vending machines. And you were going to say not just Japan, it happens here. Are there vending machines here?
No, there aren't.
So then you should not have said not just Japan because I was talking about vending machines.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's like me saying I like coffee and you're like, not just coffee, bro. Steve likes orange juice. I don't care what Steve likes. I'm talking about I just like, I like coffee. So yeah, it's there's a business for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at podcasts. Podcast was niche in the beginning and now it's taken over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are jumping to the game slow though.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool. It's growing the community.
Yeah, I like this podcast. George, are you trying to leave us? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I got to run.
Get the fuck out of here, George. All right, look, we're going to plug your stuff, George. Look, guys, if you like the news that George provided for us this morning, provided for you this morning, head over to the links in the description. He's got the Backstage podcast where he catches, I guess, not just politicians. It's more of prevalent people in society. Right, George? It's not closed to politicians. And he asks them hard-hitting questions backstage when they're not expecting it. It's a good podcast. It's interesting. Check that out. But his main podcast now, the pièce of his resistance, Just Us Dads, where he gets together with 2 other dads, sometimes 3 other dads. I don't know where they find themselves. There's so many dads out there. And they discuss topics surrounding their children. What it's like being a dad in 2020. How are we dealing with this pandemic? Am I going to strangle this kid? Make your bed. Stuff like that. It's a good time. They start the podcast stuff by pledging allegiance to Casey Anthony. Makes it very, very awkward, very weird. But that's what they do. That's the Just Us Dads, available on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Link to George is in the description. Go to the description, click. You'll get more George. You can't get enough George, really. Thank you, G. Thank you for joining us, G. Have fun today. And for me and Poseidon, head over to patreon.com/Pantelis. That's the only place to get exclusive podcasts like In Bed with Poseidon every Saturday at 4, like our movie nights. We're going to watch a movie tonight at 9 p.m. We're watching Home Alone 2. We're catching up. We watched Home Alone last week. Now it's Home Alone 2 this week. All movies that Poseidon has never seen, by the way. He had a horrifically uneventful childhood, apparently, as far as movies are concerned. So we're going to do that tonight, Home Alone 2. And Patreon is also the only place you're going to get our exclusive bonus tape podcast. They always only go on Patreon. They're never going to come out anywhere else. And judging by the fiasco of last night's intellectuals, I don't know how long YouTube's going to keep us on. They were very upset with us listening to music. So yeah, Patreon is the place to be. Patreon.com/Pantelis if you want to support and if you want to be part of everything that we do, because everything goes up there first. Ticket sales for when we go back live on the road are all going to be on the Patreon first. And if YouTube kicks us off, the only place you're going to be able to see us is the Patreon. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Yeah, Poseidon. So, Poseidon, how are you doing? Let's see. Watch the 2 Chainz show on Vice. He bought canned air. Oh, good for him. Canned air in like the movie Spaceballs. Dude, yeah, there's... I don't know if we're living in Spaceballs. We're definitely living in Idiocracy. That's it.
Yeah, this is just all a big show. I'm enjoying it.
What? The life?
This craziness, bro, of life, bro. I'm sitting back. I'm watching everything, bro. Like,
You're watching?
yeah.
You know, if you want, you could switch to double cam and just come sit over here. You know that, right?
Okay.
Because Phil's not coming in. No one's in the studio. So you can just switch to double and come here. Yeah. Oh, look at... Oh, trendy Poseidon. Oh my God, Spiro's story on the last bonus tape. Yeah, those bonus tapes, you're only going to get them on the Patreon. That's why people go on the Patreon for all the exclusive stuff. And then you join the exclusive Discord channels. It's a lot of fun. I'm very happy with the way things are growing. If we get big enough on the Patreon, which we're getting there, and YouTube's still giving us issues, we might change our video streaming platform because it won't matter because everyone's going to be notified through
On
Patreon
Patreon.
anyway, the main guys.
Yeah.
So we might keep YouTube for like trailers and shit, kind of like what Rogan did, for the Spotify, and then send people, I don't know, to our private Vimeo links or whatever, and shit like that. So we'll grow it there because YouTube will not allow us as podcasters, not just us, in general, a lot of podcasters to continue like this forever. Right? There's always a political agenda. Yeah, they get mad.
Yeah.
We don't really have a adherence slant. We just like to fuck around and say what we want.
Exactly.
So that normally gets you in trouble after a while. Once you get big enough. We're not big enough to get in trouble from them yet.
Yeah. Yeah, they're always getting mad at Joe Rogan. Also.
Is there an after show today with POS? With piece of shit? Is that what we're saying? Heard, let's see. That freaking hanging sound panel behind Pantelis is getting on my nerves. Yeah, this one, eh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
see
it was caused by the
it.
man in front of me, and they've been promising to fix it, and they haven't fixed it yet.
Actually, you know what? It was also it was worsened by somebody that I will tell you after.
Yeah, okay, I figured out exactly who that is. You said it, and I realized exactly who it was, too. Those sons of bitches. That son of a bitch lady. It's been there for weeks. Yeah, it's for weeks. It fucking pisses me off, too.
Yeah.
Seriously, Johan, it's been like that for weeks. I'm about to go there and fix it myself. Actually, I'm going to see if Phil has any double-sided tape. I'm going to ask him in his studio, and I'll fix it after this because no one's goddamn fixing it. So, yeah, how many Patreons do you have, Barack says? Barack, the only way to find out is if you join the goddamn Patreon. All right?
Hey.
Join the president-elect. Join the Patreon. Actually, I might do a bonus tape after this for the patrons only.
Nice.
I was thinking about it, yeah. I was going to see if Spiro was in, or I was just gonna do it with you. Yeah, we always drop stuff on the Patreon. It's I mean, the way we started the Patreon was different than everyone else, like because we didn't know what we were doing, so we just put everything there, and it's better that way. Give exclusive stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't need the general public to know about the best stories, like the bonus tape stories.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that bonus tape thing last week,
bro. Oh, that was amazing.
That's what everybody's saying. That was an amazing story.
Yeah.
That's the kind of content we're giving you on the page. Let's see. I am there. Can we see it? I don't know what he's talking about.
What?
Just glue the damn thing. I love this show because they can pronounce my name properly.
Johan Harding.
It's pronounced James Harden.
James Harden.
Yeah. He's a basketball player. Did you guys enjoy Val-d'Or? So here's the thing about Val-d'Or. Val-d'Or is far. Val-d'Or is, what, it was about 6 hours?
6 hours.
6 hours away. It's very far. I guess it's this time of the year. It was very depressing. Did you hear that? Somebody fell. It was very depressing. But it was cool to see people coming out. That was fun. The people were nice, though. The people that we met were nice. We went to a Greek restaurant that we were fooled into thinking it was a Greek restaurant. It was not a Greek restaurant.
Yeah, and I think it fucked with me, bro.
Your stomach, eh?
Bro, like that night, I took, I think, within the span of an hour and a half, I must have taken 4 shits.
They're in your face. Alberto, that's none of your goddamn business. I don't see your numbers. 6 hours. No, it was 6 hours, and also it was the 6 hours back. So it was 12 hours, right, in 2 days. So it was annoying.
12 hours is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I think that food fucked with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 4 shits in an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. When we were backstage, you kept complaining that you were shitting.
Yeah, bro. Like, I was like, what the fuck? My stomach was dying.
Yeah, my issue with that whole night was that everything was fun, and then I went to go to sleep, and I looked out my window, and there was a goddamn cemetery.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you guys joking? Because everyone else's room was on the opposite side of the fucking hotel. I was the only one that had to look at a goddamn graveyard.
Yeah, I slept very well.
Yeah, I didn't. I even told you, just come sleep on my couch. And you're like, no, bro.
Yeah, nah.
No, I want to sleep. I don't want to see the ghosts.
Yeah. I don't want to deal with that shit, bro.
It's weird. It's very weird looking at tombstones when you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what Molivos is, but it's very, very weird looking at tombstones. And I was thinking, I go, like, geographically, there must have been a better place to build a hotel than adjacent to a goddamn cemetery.
And you'd think,
there's so much space out there.
Exactly. I was about to say that. Yeah, they have so much fucking space.
You're like, oh, this is a good spot. This is where people want to rest. I mean, those guys are resting already. It's a very relaxed vibe around here.
God damn, yeah. Imagine.
And I heard that what's it called? I heard that the mayor owns that hotel. The mayor of that town owns that hotel.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, that's what our... Let's see. I'm tired of you shitting on us, so I want to get those numbers now. So that's the fun part of it. So he's the mayor, so you can't really say anything. That's what our mutual friend told me. Because she grew up there.
Okay.
And she's like, it's also the mayor. Because she messaged me when I put the photo on. She goes, haha, my relatives are there. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah, my dead relatives are all there, staring at you in the middle of the night. Like, fuck. So I had trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
Because every time I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up, I'd look around, because it was a big room too, and I'd look, like there's somebody hiding in the goddamn corners. It was very creepy because I was closing the curtains. That's the last thing you see is those fucking tombstones.
Yeah, goddamn, yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting anxious.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the news, because it's the morning news. What do you think is gonna happen with Donald Trump? Have you seen any news coming out with Donald Trump?
No, people keep sending me messages. They're like, "You wait, you're gonna get a big surprise. Donald Trump is making a comeback."
Yeah, I keep seeing that.
But I don't know where they're getting this information. It would be hilarious. It would be the funniest thing to happen. That's the best way to end 2020.
Oh yeah. I hope just for the comedic aspect.
Yeah, it would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like losing my energy with all that. Like, I'm so fed up with politicians. Like, I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna do my stuff, live my life, create podcasts, all that, and everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired. I don't trust any of these people.
Yeah, me neither. Fuck politicians.
Yeah, it's all been fuckery.
Yeah.
Locally, all from local to international, federal, whatever you want. They're all garbage.
And
fuck them.
And they put a sign on my door, paper, warning. Now you have to wear a mask in your building.
Oh, they put a sign up?
Yeah, they put a sign up and everything. And
they haven't put it to me yet because I get really pissed about that.
Yeah, and people freak out if they're in the elevator.
Yeah.
And you go in the elevator, they start fucking buzzing, bro. I'm like, why are you afraid, bro? And I just walk in. Me, you know how I am. I just fuck everybody and I walk in, you know?
Same.
I gotta be upstairs, bro. I gotta be downstairs, I don't have time for this shit, right?
Yeah.
And people get fucking pissed off, but they don't tell me anything. They go and they fucking complain like a bunch of little fucking hall monitors.
Oh,
this guy wasn't wearing his mask when he came. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing
we're all in the same building, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, man. Yeah,
I don't know. Well, what bothers me is that these same people, I see them doing other stupid shit. Like I said,
yeah,
they're going everywhere else.
Yeah.
Also in my building, what's weird is that they shut down the gym, right? Like, because the laws say you can't. It's not really a gym. It's part of the dwelling there. It's part of the building.
Yeah.
It's not like an enterprise gym, right? Because you're basically closing off a room in someone's house by doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
because by that logic, if you're saying, well, it's a gym because there's weights in it, then by that logic, anytime 2 or more cars are parking at the same time in the parking lot, it's an illegal gathering.
You're absolutely right.
It's completely absurd.
But I also thought about this because I was curious. maybe they shut it down because since they shut down regular gyms
Yeah.
that you got to go to, maybe some people will try to find a workaround. Have a friend that lives in buildings with gyms. Like imagine all the tenants in the building, right? And let's say, I don't know, a quarter of the people that live there go to gyms or hang out with people that go to gyms.
And they would bring their friends in there.
Yeah, imagine they tried to find a workaround.
That never happened.
No.
That never happened.
Well,
Well, not
I'm
in my
saying
building.
this situation.
I never. And even if it does, then you address that situation. You don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like saying.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Your neighbor's making a lot of noise, so I'm giving you a ticket. It doesn't make sense. What does that have to do with me? You know what I mean? Address each situation case by case.
Yeah.
You're not gonna punish me for what they did. I even got a ticket that I'm gonna talk to Spiro about fighting from the SQ on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking guy just decided he wasn't even scanning, didn't have a radar or nothing. Just sitting there. He decides, all right, I'm gonna fuck this guy. And then I love how exactly I was going 103, and he's like, "You were doing 120." I go, "I was doing exactly 120 with no radar." Okay.
Yeah, they do
Even though my dash said 103. Okay.
They do that.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. And and usually they'll put to make it not suspicious, they'll put a 1.
Well, this was very suspicious.
Yeah,
He put
yeah.
120.
Yeah.
Like, and this is like this, just in the
Yeah.
air. Like, very, very, very fucking. Like, come on, man. He should have put 121, 123, 120, like something to make it believable.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'm guessing it was 120. And what about all the cars that were with us too? Like, because we're all units, like, it's just nonsense, bro.
I can't stand cops.
Ugh.
They annoy me.
That's the thing. It's like you think like, okay, we got to win people back,
Yeah.
and then this happens. And the guy had hand tattoos also.
Yeah, the guy didn't even look like a cop.
Yeah.
Like there's only 2 types of people that have hand tattoos: is gangsters and hipsters, and he didn't look like a hipster.
Or a gangster.
Well, because he was dressed like a cop.
Yeah, but he didn't have a gangster vibe to him either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Family gatherings. Let's see. $10 on after Christmas because they need to blame it on the anti-mask. I don't see what they're saying. Christine and Poseidon together again. Yeah, they were good. Christina's hilarious and Poseidon give her good. Yeah, she fucking ripped into him. There was actually one point where I was laughing so much backstage with Jan because you tried to attack. So Poseidon's like, I got this, and he tried to insult Christine or Mike, I don't remember. And the backlash, the counterattack was so heavy, Poseidon just stopped talking for a while. Like they hit it, and I was like, "No, you idiot! Like,
Yeah, I know.
what are you doing? Like, obviously you're going up against perfect. It's like sometimes when he tries to do it to me, but like
Yeah.
he sets himself up, and then but he did it while they were both on fire. So they just cut him down. Pantelis, how do you always get that kind of police officer? I never got a ticket for something that I didn't do. Well, Barack Obama, that's because you're not the real Barack Obama. Because the real Barack Obama guaranteed got some tickets he didn't deserve. But it's good because remember I told you guys to take about the stop sign? So I videotaped. I told you guys the guy was lying. So I got to send in my stuff today. So I have all that. So I have the evidence. The only evidence I don't have is this one that just happened because it's my word against his. The only evidence I have is this guy and just logic. That's it. That's all I have going for me. Yeah. No, it was a good episode.
Yeah.
If you guys are on Mike's patreon.com/good, you can already watch it. It was live. The episode with you guys. And the episode with me and Jan too.
Yeah.
Jan replaced Preach last minute.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get Jan to stop fighting online because there's a guy that Jan grew up with, Rodrigo or whatever the fuck, some guy. And I'm like, he's like, oh, he's attacking me, but it's like, then we get to the bottom of it, and it's like Jan, I think, was shitting on him first. I don't know what the fuck it was. So we're just trying to like stop fighting with this guy. Like it all seems weird.
Yeah, I never understood the whole, like, man, the most entertaining section for me on anything online, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, whatever, is the comment section. If I see something, if I see something slightly like offensive or controversial or whatever, right away, the first thing, bro, I don't even watch the full video.
You're just like, let me see what they're saying.
I'm like, oh, this is going to cause some controversy. I go straight to the comments.
Dude, I saw so much Twitter controversy over Cyberpunk, which, by the way, Cyberpunk, 100%, whoever tweeted me and said it's perfect on PS4 is a liar. It's not perfect on PS4. It's completely fucked on PS4. I wasted $80. But and I'm not going to get, even though my PC can handle it, I'm not going to spend another $80 on it. I'm going to wait to see if I could find a PS5, which I tried to buy on Best Buy yesterday, and Best Buy completely fucked me. I was one of the first people in. I was in line. I was one of the first people in the Best Buy site. I put in my cart. It says, okay, we got to check out. I waited for the whole checkout. I get to the checkout. There's an error. It wouldn't work. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was one of the first people, right? So I'm like, maybe it's sold out or whatever. So I continue trying. An hour later, people are still able to buy it. People were still buying it. I wasn't. So even though they came on after me, they still were able to buy it. I wasn't.
How did that
Yeah.
happen?
And then again, I finally got one an hour later in my cart. Same shit happened again. I get to the payment stuff and it would fuck me. And I was like, okay, now you guys are fucking with me. Like, God damn it, man.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And the only reason why I was going to get it is because Cyberpunk pissed me off. Because I was like, this is not
Really?
optimized for PS4. I want to enjoy this game without the retard bugs.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it too, Cyberpunk.
On
27.
PS4.
Yeah,
Even though
on
I have a
PS4.
monster PC,
Yeah.
I should have got on the PC. I might even get it as a business expense. So I could stream it. If I stream it, I
Yeah.
could business expense it.
Yeah. I was thinking of streaming it also.
Yeah. I got it on Stadia. Smartest thing I did. First of all, Gigi, you're fucking getting Stadia. That piece of goddamn garbage. Yeah, but it is a good idea. The streaming stuff, no PC power needed. How does Stadia run for you, G? Is it... Oh, wait, I'm looking there, but there. G, how does Stadia run for you? Is it okay? Because you're basically playing through the web browser, if I understand correctly. Because you're not... It's like a PS Now or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not really running the game. They're running it for you.
Yeah.
On PC, it's
Beautiful.
beautiful. And I have... You know my PC. My PC
Yeah.
can run it, no?
Oh, bro, you're good with your PC. Psh, a while.
Okay, yeah. So
while.
my PC is gonna be able to run
Yeah.
it. I might just the company might buy it so I can stream it for people on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I gotta start over.
That's
I'm already like fucking how many hours in that I was playing yesterday. I chose to be a city boy.
Me too. That's the one I chose.
But if I choose,
Hey.
but if I go on the computer, buy another one to stream it, I'm gonna choose something else so that I feel there's a difference.
Yeah.
See that? So I'm surprised. So yeah, I'm a city boy, but I don't like the way it made my guy. I can't change him. I don't know where I go to change his looks.
I don't think you could.
Did you choose his penis?
Yeah.
You could choose the penis size. Did you choose small, medium, or huge?
Large.
I chose large too, but it's not that big. I thought it was gonna be like a monster cock to his knee.
Yeah, I
or
thought it was
something.
gonna be so. Yeah, because I kept
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
the memes online
Yeah.
of Cyberpunk 2077 modifying the penis,
Yeah.
and they're doing the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny. And then I go, and then I see me. I'm like, oh,
I was like, that's not that.
That's it. Yeah,
not a
I thought
big
it was gonna
dick.
be like a fucking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because if I Twitch, I can expense it because
Yeah.
it's a business thing. But now I'm not. I bought it myself because I wasn't streaming it, so I wasn't expensing it.
Yeah.
But if it's part of work, then I'll expense it. So I might do it. I might get it on PC just to fuck with people, like to play online, and we could joke around and shit.
Yeah.
You could join my streams.
I tried to make my guy look as much as possible.
Get the
like
fuck out of here. Works on his Pixel 4 with an Xbox remote because he's just streaming it. Fuck.
Oh shit. But
Yeah.
that must be heavy on the battery though.
Well, no. You're just streaming it. You're not understanding. Again, you're not understanding. Stadia, there's no console.
Yeah.
It's a web browser, so it's all you need is to play the video. You don't get it. Okay.
Oh, like kind
no,
of.
no, hold
those,
on. I know how I'm gonna solve it for you. So right now, people are watching us on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Their computer does not need to be powerful enough to run all our cameras and all our software. You get it? We're doing that. We're doing that. They're just streaming it.
Yes.
Now do you get it?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
there
I
you
got it. I just clicked. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make my guy. Actually, I think I'm gonna Twitch it also, because I have my Twitch account connected to my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna from there Twitch, and I tried to make my guy look as much as possible like me. But
Me. The only thing I gave him was some hair, but his hair is weird. It has like dreadlocks. Because the other hair that I had, like the big hair, it made him look too faggy. Like it looked
Yeah.
weird. And I was like, fuck, man. And then I thought of giving him blue hair, but then I was like, I don't want to have blue hair.
Yeah. No, me, I don't like customizations like that. I've always tried to make the character look as much as possible like me.
I thought about that, but because it's a game in the future,
Yeah.
like I wanted to make it look a bit cybery. But my beard is weird. It's like two colors. I don't know how. Like when I made him, it was black, but now whenever I see him in game, it's like there's a lot of light brown in it too. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know if this is the graphics that are fucked up. I don't know what's going on here.
No.
So there's that happening, but the clothes, like I don't know where to buy clothes. Like I just whatever I find.
Oh, you picked them up, yeah.
Yeah, like at one point I was walking around barefoot. I didn't even realize, and then I looked. I was like, he's barefoot. His dick's hanging out. I was like, Jesus Christ! He's walking around the city with his schlong just smacking
fucking
around.
hilarious.
So I had to dress him up, and then the only thing I had was like these tight leather pants.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, I guess that's what you're wearing, bro. You're a rock star.
That's funny. But,
There's Spiro.
Oh, he wrote something. Q.
Spiro, are you coming into the studio? If you come, we'll do a bonus episode. What's up, peoples? I tried to get him yesterday.
Yeah, the only modification I gave my guy that's like futury was the eyes. I put black with the red circle eyes.
Oh,
So
my
they're
guy
like,
just has blue eyes.
they're like demony eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the PC, I'll remake a better guy.
If the game is in the future, how can Poseidon be playing in it, unless they found a cure for super AIDS?
You do have super AIDS. So it's a fun game. I feel bad that it was really not taken care of for the current gen consoles.
Yeah.
Because from what I see from the next gen and the PC, it looks amazing. It looks like a broken Fallout 4 kind of feel that I get from it. But I see everything in there. Like, I see what they try to do, what they're doing. And they're going to be dropping, like, I think, free downloads starting in 2021, like, of extra content.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it looks fun. I mean, it is fun. I started playing it and shit. It's a good time. It's a good game.
I read a review for Cyberpunk that pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, a lot of this is why we brought this up, actually, because you were saying Twitter fights. So I saw a lot of people going crazy, like, against the quartering and all that, with because I think a GameSpot employee, she talked about how she skipped the majority of the game and she didn't do a lot of it, and then she gave it a shitty review. And then he's like, well, shouldn't you have to play the whole game if you're gonna review it? Which was a fine thing. And then they started saying misogyny, sexism. They started saying it's harassment. This is what's wrong with gaming culture, okay? But this is what I found weird is that, so you put out a critique of a game. He critiqued your critique, and he's the devil. Well, I don't understand, but he's doing what you did. He critiqued your work. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because it was a woman that did the review, then you're not allowed to critique it. It's like that woman that asked Jake Paul. I don't know if you saw this. I put it on Twitter. I was like, this is like my head exploded. She asked Jake Paul. She asked him. She goes, the fact that you knocked out Nate Robinson is that racist?
Excuse me.
And
There's no way somebody asked him.
Yeah. She asked him that. I put it on my Twitter. And even Jake Paul's like, well, what are you saying? Like, what are you doing to me right now? Like, what are you saying? Like, so I don't understand. We were in a boxing fight together, and I won the boxing fight. So
I can't believe
what
this
would
bitch
not
has
be
me
racist if I sat there and let him knock me out? I don't understand. Like, it's such an absurd 2020, so woke that you're sleeping. It's so woke.
That's crazy.
It's so woke that you're sleeping under your bed.
Oh, this is insanity.
Yeah, it's the same thing when I saw those. I was like, oh, fuck, what did the quartering say? Like, because the way they made it look is like, I don't know, I thought he called her like a cunt or he went nuts or something. And all he's like is like, this is a shitty review. She didn't even play the whole game. This is fucking stupid. You should play the whole game instead of... And they made it seem like this guy, he's the toxic masculinity. He's against women. No. It's like, what the fuck?
One of the negative points on Cyberpunk that pissed me off that I went on GameSpot. This is why I stopped going on GameSpot, the website, a long time ago. They're all filled with these fucking weird hippies. Leftist bullshit they're filled with. But one of the negative points was that the game failed to capture, what was it? If you go and search, failed to capture the variety of ethnicity and genders, and that is and it didn't display it properly, and that
didn't display it properly. For the record,
that is downright offensive. It wrote.
For the record, why that's stupid. Cyberpunk
point.
is the only game I've ever seen in my life where you could create any type of human being. You can have a guy with a woman's voice. You can have a guy with a vagina. You can have no genitals. You can have no nipples. You can literally customize them fully. And what did they say?
That it didn't display it properly. For different, I think it was different nationalities and backgrounds and stuff.
Holy shit, that is absurd.
Look, go on GameSpot.com.
I can't.
Right
okay, so maybe that's the review he was talking about. Maybe that's why she gave it a shitty score. I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
But that is completely absurd.
And I saw that because after I play the game, I'm like, I'm enjoying it. Let's see what other people gave. So I just went on quick. I see 7 out of 10. I'm like, okay, that's a reasonable, you know. And then I see why, and one of the negative points is that, and I'm just like.
So remember I said last year, like, I don't understand why, like, gamers, they get into fights online, and what are they, because they said they're pissed off about woke gaming, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't fully understand, like, the rage or whatever. So last night I was watching the Video Game Awards, and the chat was up. And there was a couple of moments where I was like, is it just me? Like, this is a little cringy. There was, like, this thing about Latinx. They're like, we're a studio where we only hire Latin people because Latin voices are not in gaming. And then they're saying their stories. Like, I remember when I worked in a gaming company, and I was the only Latin person there. And I was watching, I was like, this is a little cringy. And then I saw the chat, people were blowing up like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, yeah, like I don't understand all the rage. Like I don't like it when they go and like kill yourself. That I don't like. But I could understand that they get cringe moments from stuff like that. Because I remember when I was in gaming, I remember being for years the only Greek guy, right? Or I had one Greek guy. I never in my life said there's not enough Greek people here, or never in my life did it come up. Never. I was like, this is, it's not even what it never even crossed my mind. It's just you're at work. These are the people that work. I've never went to a place of work, and I've worked in places where, when I think back, I was the only non-Quebecer a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it never came in my head like, oh, I need more of me here. Well, no, I need more of whoever the fuck they hire to do the goddamn job. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when they were saying their stories of I was the only person at the job that was Spanish or whatever, I was like, okay, but that's not because they got mad. That's because you applied for that job and you got hired. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll go, fuck, this is cringy. This is pretty forced. Yeah.
But it's this whole I'm special too type of bullshit.
It's not even I'm special. It's weird. No. It's like I have to be a victim type of thing. Like, you're not a victim. You're working. You got a job.
Yeah.
You got hired. Like, I don't... Like me, most of all my friends that I grew up with, they went to different fields. They went into, like, let's say, restaurants and stuff like that. So, obviously, I didn't have them in entertainment. I didn't have them in virtual reality. I didn't have them in video games. I didn't have them with me. But that's not anyone's fault. They didn't go into it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, EA is where I had the most Greeks. I think there was 4 of us. Different departments, different floors, whatever, but still. That was like the most.
Yeah.
Like, but I never gave a shit. Like, I never thought about it until now. Like, when they brought it up, I go, yeah, me too. I remember working jobs where sometimes I was the only person that could speak English.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like it was all French. But I never in my life said, we got to get more. I never. I was like, this is who works here. I came here. This is the team I went in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's this weird fucking...
Yeah.
It's like going on a hockey team, be like, there's too many Russians. It's like, yeah, that's who they hired for them. They got the best left winger they could. They got the best right wing they could, the best center they could.
Nah.
That's what they got.
Yeah, but who do they expect to get to play hockey, bro? Somebody from fucking Argentina, Brazil?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
That's what
but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, what in the fuck? This is why people. So it feels forced, right? It feels forced and hacky, and then people get upset. So some people like me will be like, what I just said. I'm like, it's fucking cringy. But then there's other people who are like, fuck, this is bullshit. And then people point to them and they're like, look at these guys. They're racists. And all people who like games are racist. And that's how it perpetuates. It's two extremes going at each other. And then in the middle is the majority of people doing this. Well, it was cringy, but it did not merit you asking them to kill themselves. Like, you know what I mean? You're in the middle. You're like, I agree. It's super stupid, but it also does not require the death penalty, sir. Like, calm down. We can all agree it's dumb. That's it. It ends there.
Yeah.
You know? So yes, I was saw they used to the Game Awards and they did a couple times, and I was like, I don't. It feels forced and cringy. People are not gonna like this, and they didn't. In the chat, I saw people like, shut the fuck up.
But where did this come from, man? It's so fucking annoying. Because like I watched the Matrix.
It came from the internet. It came from attention. That's what it came from. It came from negative victimhood brings attention. People like attention. People need likes. I'm a victim. He said this about this community. Like me. I'm calling him out. Stuff like that. That's what people... Nobody wants to create anymore. No one's out there... Like, let's say the guy that basically tried to take down Shane Gillis and he got him off SNL. That guy who calls himself a comedy critic because he couldn't be a comedian. He tried to be a comedian. It didn't work. He's not funny. So then he started critiquing comedy. So this guy didn't go out and start creating his own thing and build it and make it big like I have my own podcast. He just listens to other people's podcasts, finds stuff that's questionable when you take it out of context, and then tries to cancel them. He's mad at you for... No one's stopping him from creating anything. You get it?
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like, let's say he'll watch In Bed with Poseidon, and he'll be like, Poseidon made a joke about Greeks, and Greeks should be pissed, or whatever the fuck, you know? And he's going to start talking shit about you and cancel this guy. He shouldn't be allowed to do it. What the fuck? This is the problem with white guys. They all have podcasts, and they all talk shit about Greeks, for example. Instead of him just making his own, no one's stopping him. You're not saying because you have a podcast, he can't have his, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But he's just going to sit there and complain and try to take you down. But if you want to create your own thing, create your own fucking thing. No one's stopping you. No one gave me a push. No one's pushing you down either.
Yeah, but he can't. That's why. He knows it and he can't.
Oh, DJ Teeks is in the house. There we go. Teeks isn't, let's see. Teeks is alone, I think. Those who can't do, cancel. That's true.
That's very true.
Yeah, those who can't do, they cancel.
Because it's the what was it? The a lot of people I've noticed, and this is I think because a lot of people's upbringing, they won't do something unless they can actually do it. Like it's a grandiose thing. You know what I mean?
Well, people are
So-
scared to fail, but
That's-
look,
that's
with great
normal, but-
risk, with great risk comes great reward.
Yeah.
Like I risked a shitload
Yeah.
to do the stuff I'm doing now,
Yeah.
and the reward not so great. But no, I'm just saying if you don't, I learned this years ago. If you don't risk, it's very rare that
Yeah.
you'll get the reward. You have to risk something. It's kind of like even asking to check out. If you don't
Yeah.
risk getting told go fuck yourself, stupid,
Yeah.
you're never gonna know. You know what I mean? You have to.
Yeah. I was.
You gotta
always
put
a-
yourself out
yeah.
there. It sucks, but you gotta put. That's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what life is. You know. Or you can sit there and bitch about it. Oh, she's going out with that guy. She's going out with that guy. She's not going out with me. But you never asked.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are like that's how incels are made. Like, oh, what the fuck, this and that. Okay, so try. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
try and integrate into society, dipshit. There's a lot of that. Let's see. Balabanos is coughing into his elbow. So here's the thing. The coughing into your elbow emoji. I think Phil is the one who told me that it was somebody told me that it was a coughing into the elbow. I thought it was a dab this whole time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was about to say that.
No,
Oh,
Phil loving the dab. Yeah, I thought it was a dab, and then someone's like, "That's someone coughing into their elbow," and I was like, "Holy fuck, really? They made a goddamn emoji for that? Shit."
no, I don't think it's cough because if you cough into the elbow, here's the thing: if you cough into the elbow,
Yeah.
one arm is down,
So you're saying I was misinformed?
so you'll cough like that, but the other arm isn't up, right? So if you do this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why would you cough into? Why the need to lift the left arm when
Yo, that's what I thought. I thought every time I saw it, I was like, "Yo, they're dabbing."
it's definitely a dab.
Which
No,
dab
it's
is
definitely a
stupid
dab.
too. I thought it was dabbing.
because I've
Looks
never,
like a dab to me. Me too. Yeah, I was told it was coughing into the elbow. And then I think if you look at the description, you know, where they write the description, like the emojis, it says coughing or something, or sneezing or some shit.
Really?
Yeah,
But they made it look like a dab. That's funny.
yeah. It's interesting.
That's funny. The vampire cough.
We should be able to make our own custom emojis. Yo, so the page I was looking yesterday. The Patreon, the page baby.
Yes.
Got some more subs. So the more subs that come, the more excuse for us to make more bonus episodes. Very exciting. So patreon.com/Pantelis. What are you doing with your lives if you're not on there? Why are you not joining the Patreon so you could join our exclusive movie nights on Fridays? Tonight we're watching Home Alone 2. I can't believe you've never watched Home Alone 1 or 2. Well, 1 now you saw because last week.
Yeah.
But 2 you haven't seen. Just scenes online, I guess, the memes.
Yeah, that's it. That's about it.
It's good. But after 2, you pretend like the rest doesn't exist. We're never going to talk about it.
Okay.
And
So
then
just
next
one
week
and
you
two.
get to watch Die Hard.
That I'm excited for.
Die Hard's going to be good.
Yeah.
A dab of Vegemite.
Ugh.
We can in the Discord. Oh, in the Discord, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you could
In the
create your
Discord,
own-
they've created custom emojis.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of shit. And I don't even know what they all mean. I just use them interchangeably. Like I instead of a thumbs up, I'll put a Poseidon's face.
Yeah.
Because they went through the trouble of making them, so I use them. There's the boss ones. Or the Discord is fucking lit, too. Yeah. Barack Obama, why? What's it to you, Barack? What are you, the IRS? Are you Revenue Canada? What's it to you, Barack?
It's the Americans trying to spy on us.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yippee-ki-yay. Yeah, next week is going to be the day for you to finally watch
Yeah.
Die Hard. But only the first one. We could watch the third one too, but not the second one.
You want to laugh? I remember the latest one that came out, the latest Die Hard.
Oh, shit.
It was garbage.
Yeah, it
but
was
I've
shit.
watched that because it was on Netflix. So I just
no.
played it. Yeah.
That's terrible. No. The first Die Hard's good, and the third one's good too. The third one, I think, is the one with Samuel L. Jackson in New York City. That
The
was
third
good
one?
too. Yeah.
Okay.
That was good
Was
too.
the second one good?
No, the second was not good.
I still want to watch them all though.
I guess.
Yeah.
But the second one I won't watch with you. I don't want to put myself through that again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But I'm rewatching The Matrix.
Oh?
You know what's crazy? Because I watched this when I was a kid and I didn't understand a lot of the shit. Now I'm watching it and the stuff they're talking about, it's like,
Oh, now you get it more. Yeah,
Yeah.
same with me.
uh,
Mademoiselle never saw Home Alone 2? Well, your
Oh,
chance
shit.
is tonight. Tonight you're going to watch it with us. Yeah, movie night, baby.
yeah.
Sparrow has 2 emojis on Discord. Sparrow, they made 2 emojis of him on like the Discord is insane.
I don't know what's been going on with me lately, but I cannot stop going to the washroom.
Maybe you have what your brother has, irritable bowel syndrome.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should go get checked out.
You think so?
Yeah.
Pantelis, your hands are cute. They look so small. How do you misspell small?
It's on
small.
purpose.
Small. They're all right. I don't know where you see them, but they're all right. Capture my head. To answer one of Poseidon's Home Alone questions, the McAllister mother is a fashion designer. Not sure about the dad, though. Yeah, the dad, I don't even know where they said that she was a fashion, but the dad, they never give the backstory exactly of what he did. But I think it's just part of the script they never thought through.
Yeah.
Like when they made in the house, because I saw the documentary how it was made and stuff. They saw the beautiful house on the outside. They wanted that house, but they never, when they're writing the script, they never thought about shit. Someone one day on the internet is going to ask, how the fuck did he afford all those plane tickets back and forth in the house and all that stuff? Yeah.
Drug dealer.
Yeah, so excited for everyone who hasn't seen Home Alone. First of all, I don't think there's that many people that haven't actually watched the original Home Alone, I guess, sequels.
Yeah.
Because I don't count the third one. People still count the third one as part of it, but the third one's a different kid, different story. Like, it's a microchip that's stolen. It's something stupid.
What? I remember watching something that reminds me of Home Alone was Richie Rich, I think.
Well, because it was the same kid. It was Macaulay Culkin a bit older.
Oh, it was Macaulay Culkin. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, and he had I loved that movie as a kid. Like, he
Yeah.
had a roller coaster in his backyard and everything. It was wild.
Yeah, the size of that house, Chicago finance industry.
Hey.
He's a stockbroker for sure. Try probiotics for your stomach. I saw pics of that house today. It's so nice. Did you think that if Quebec follows what Australia did, we will get out of the pandemic? Barack, what did Australia do? They just stopped testing.
No, everyone's out and about.
Oh, they just said, fuck it,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
just be
Oh,
normal.
I saw this the other day, actually. Everyone's out
let's see
and
what
about.
Barack's going to say. Macaulay Culkin mentioned in his podcast that his theory is that the dad was in the mafia.
No.
That's what people say, yeah. 9/11 conspiracy for Poseidon. Die Hard 1, building blows up. 2 is about planes. 3 is in New York. Coincidence? Like, yeah, they were just but honestly, Ganji, that's the type of conspiracies Poseidon likes, those underscores.
Yeah.
Like, so far-fetched that it can't be real, but can it? That's what he likes.
Hey, like the Titanic mummy. You remember that that one?
Whoa, there was a
That
mummy.
they had a mummy in the Titanic, a sarcophagus, and it somehow opened.
And it was
and
bad luck.
It was bad luck.
But now it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever fucking fish are dealing with that.
So what did Australia do?
Oh yeah, so I saw videos and shit. They're all like out and about, completely. No masks. Everything is open. Apparently, they shut down everything. They shut down even their borders between regions. So you know how we have provinces?
Yeah.
Their provinces or states or whatever, they completely shut down borders. Nobody was allowed out, nothing. So complete, I think this was for like a month or two, complete lockdown, complete, until they had 0 cases and they kept doing testing and testing. But I don't know how that's possible. Did they test every citizen?
Well, it's easier if everyone's locked down and they're not moving because you'll wait 2 weeks and start testing them.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Let's see. They had 0 cases the last few months. They just completely closed all borders and make all the people that have COVID quarantine in hotels under surveillance. Oh, well, that was the idea first here in North America,
yeah.
but then people started going on the news and saying that that's racist if you close all the borders and shit. You remember this?
Oh,
Remember we had this
fucking
problem?
Idiots. Yeah,
Well, don't you remember
this
Trump
shit.
tried in the beginning and everybody came out and said it was racist?
They call him a xenophobe.
Yeah, they said, yeah. So that's the problem here is I guess they said, fuck you idiots. This is not about race. It's about us quarantining. So I guess good for them. Yeah. Took the government out of it. Yeah, let scientists decide what to do. Yeah, Marco's right. That's when you let science do its thing. Because then you can't have people saying it's racist because it's completely illogical. Oh, you're not letting Europeans or the Chinese? No, we're not letting anyone in. Oh, because the skin color? No. Because we're trying to stop the fucking spread of this goddamn virus.
Man, I'm trying to think the thought process of these people. How retarded can you be to think like that? I can't. I've tried to understand that thought process time and time again. Like, how can you think if somebody says we're not letting anyone in, how can you be like, it's because you're a racist? Like, how does that even...
Well, to be fair, you know how the government here is like wasting money, rent subsidies, all that.
Yeah.
They could have wasted a lot less money if they just said the entire country, like what you said, basically, full lockdown, 3 weeks to a month. Let's say a month, a month full lockdown. But the people that are moving out and about are government employees that get tested, whatever. That their job is to deliver, to make sure that you have food, groceries, whatever the fuck it is, that kind of. They're the only people out and about. to make sure nobody dies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're the only people out about. Everyone else for 1 month, you get your food, this and that, your internet, everything. Even if you haven't paid your internet, it has to be on so that you can work from home. Worst case scenario, you know what I mean? That 1 month, and companies adjust for that 1 month, and then you go back to normal. It would have solved all these problems, all these months, all the money you're giving away, wage subsidies, all that, because then you could go back to normal. But you keep the borders closed till for the foreseeable future, or when people come in, they have to get tested and they have to quarantine if they're sick or something like that. You know what I mean? That's the only way. But they didn't do that. They did this half close, half thing. Everyone's there. If you're gonna do it, just do it. You rip the Band-Aid off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think that should have happened. I think that the only people that should have been traveling are those people, because it's the only for 1 month.
Yeah.
Forget your PlayStation for 1 month if your delivery. That's not what we care about.
Yeah.
For 1 month, the deliveries that are happening are the food ones. Yeah, they will lock us down till March in order to get the vaccine rollout. But Julian, you know what the problem is? If it's a lockdown like this, which is not a full lockdown, then it's still gonna spread.
Yeah.
Because not like now they're saying it's a lockdown. Remember when we came from Val-d'Or? The traffic,
bro.
it was I was thousands of. I was like, what in the fuck is happening? This is not a lockdown. Yes, no half measure. Yeah, it's either. What's the? I'm saying it's either all or nothing. This is it's the same thing that bothers me with the malls and the restaurants. Oh, it's scary, your restaurant. Oh, you're 3 restaurants. All right, that's cool. Wait, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't understand. This elevator, you can't get COVID. This elevator, you could get COVID. This escalator, you can't get COVID. That's what mind boggles me. Yeah, so that's what you should do. You go full fucking lockdown. Full lockdown, and then, for 1 month, but all the money goes in there. The most money you're spending is for people to bring the groceries and all that shit, but they won't do it. I think this is worse than a real lockdown. Mademoiselle, it is worse because people are still locked down from seeing their friends. They're still emotionally locked down, but it's for longer. People are losing their jobs for longer. The government would have spent way less money just doing one thing, 1 hard month.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And
you would have all been okay. Everybody would have been fed, whatever.
Yeah. Imagine they said, you know what, guys, for 1 month, nobody pays rent, nobody,
Yeah, we'll pay. It would have cost them. They could have paid everyone. Yeah. It would have cost them way less than what they're doing now.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with being horribly inefficient and doing half-ass shit. Go all the way.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm getting angry thinking about it. Anyway.
Let's see. Pantelis for Prime. Yeah.
Forward more.
Yeah, no. They're. It's like when I joined regional politics here at the Greek community, and right off the bat, like fucking I remember the regional board right off the bat, like it's obvious that someone's fucking stealing.
Yeah.
And they're all just in my face denying it. Like it's just they're fucking idiots.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna lose my mind if we go into a complete lockdown. But Olga, that's the thing. It's half. You go 1 month complete, and then you're back to normal. Because now it's all these perpetual fake lockdowns, and it's just dragged on. People's works are affected, their travel's affected, their family's affected. Just go hard, bam, once. You guys should see him in a suit. You're talking about me, Spiro. You leave suit Tellis out of this. Speaking of which, I gotta fucking lose some weight, bro, so I could fit better in suits.
Yeah, me too.
My stomach grew this fucking goddamn since they closed the gyms.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I've been just eating, sitting around. I'm not working out anymore.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm very pissed off about. I'm so angry. Like, I need to go back to the gym. I can't. I cannot survive without the gym, me.
Still waiting to see the butterfly catching pics. Yeah, Mademoiselle, I've often gone to that the website of that phone company just to see. Nothing's up there. I don't know what they're planning. Maybe it's going to be in the spring because there's butterflies. Because when did we... Oh, no, it was right during the pandemic. Yeah, it was during it's when in the summer, in July. Remember when things went back to normal for a bit?
Yeah.
That's when I did it. Yeah, and they said it was for... They said they were going to use it for Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. So I thought it was going to be in November. But maybe they're going to save it for spring. I mean, they paid, so they could do whatever they want. I'd rather it never gets out. But if it gets out, it gets out. Oh, and I think Monday I'm filming something. I think I have a role Monday.
Nice.
Some mobster thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I'm not saying anything. Like, I think that's what my agent said. Like, you're filming something. But first she was panicking. I didn't see the messages. I don't know why I didn't get a notification. She's like, can you speak French? I got to get you something, but I got to know that you can speak French. And then I was like, yeah, I was fucking born here. Of course, I have a French podcast. Like, I do comedy in French. Like, of course I can speak French. I just have an accent. And am I speaking? She's like, no, it's not a speaking role. I go, so then what the fuck does it matter? She's like, oh, because they want to make sure that on set you can understand what the fuck they're saying. They don't want to have like a retarded person.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, tell them. So I don't know if it was confirmed or not. So I guess I'm in the background pretending to be some mobster. I don't know how the fuck it's gonna work, but it'd be cool.
So you're just gonna be like in a suit and shit.
If I got it, yeah. If I got it,
Yeah.
I don't know if I got it. I'm gonna message her in a bit. She normally sleeps in the day and wakes up at night, but I'll see.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. She's a vampire. Just to see if I got it. That'll be interesting. That'll be fun to do. Something on Monday.
Yeah.
Hippie Pantelis. Yeah. Home workouts do suck. Oh, you know what I did yesterday? I'm gonna start doing it every day now. So I'm on the 10th floor, right? I just twice I ran up the stairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a
and
bad
my
idea.
calves were hurting me this morning. Cause it's 10 floors. You know how like when you work out with Drosos, he makes you run up his two sets of stairs like 2-3 times? This is way more.
Well,
and they're longer too. So it's like little hops, you know? So I did that twice. I was like, okay, I'm tired. And I went back home. Poseidon, come do Jofo Jeopardy tonight. Man, tonight he's watching Home Alone 2 for the patrons, dudes.
Yes.
Yeah, DJ Teeks, they want us to do the podcast again, but it's just they keep doing it when we do other podcasts. So they do it on Mondays when we're doing 2 Drink Minimum. Or like now he's doing Jeopardy when we're doing movie nights. So our schedules are incompatibile. The people, of course the people want it. He's a wanted man. Look at him.
Hey.
I would have wanted him
Hey.
if I had lower IQ.
Like the women I fuck.
Like the woman I fudge.
But what did I want to say? You reminded me, actually, I have to go train.
With Nick.
Yeah.
Call him up and train. Yeah, it helps when you have someone motivating you.
Yeah,
I want to go do some boxing training with him so that I can accept a fight that Jake or Logan Paul throw my way.
Millions of dollars. Oh, did you see that? Him and Mayweather.
I don't know if that's real.
You don't think that's real? How stupid is that, though?
I mean, it's not stupid for them because it's money, but I don't think it's real. I don't think it, because he, like, unless he goes easy on him.
But how disrespectful is that for
real
every
boxers.
other boxer out there that has gone up with Floyd Mayweather?
Not really.
You don't think so?
How is that disrespectful? He's allowed to do whatever he wants. So is it disrespectful that Tyson fought all these great people and now he's fighting Roy Jones when he's old?
No, but they're both old, and Roy Jones was a boxer too, no?
Yeah, but why is it disrespectful to other boxers?
Because some people train all their lives
Yeah.
for the sport, right?
Okay. It's an exhibition. It's not like he's going to win a title. He's not taking anything from them.
Yeah, that's true.
If he was up for the welterweight championship of the world, okay, I understand. But he's not up for anything. It's an exhibition. He's allowed to fight whoever the fuck he wants. He's not taking anything from anyone.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It's not like like me and you playing ball hockey right now. People can't be like, isn't that a slap in the face to the Vegas Knights because they wanted to go to the Stanley Cup Finals? Well, this is not the Stanley Cup Finals. This is just us playing against each other. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's unaffected.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree.
Yeah, Mayweather and him are both doing this for money.
Yeah.
If it happens, I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it happens, it's just for money. They're not doing this for a title.
I'd be down to fight for money.
I'd be down to fight for money.
I'd be super down.
I would fight Floyd Mayweather if you give me a year to train. I would fight him for $1 million. Yeah, for sure.
But I think you'd eat him alive, bro. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't eat him alive. He'd win for sure.
oh, he'd win points wise.
Points wise for sure. I just wouldn't get knocked out.
Yeah,
but he would win for sure though, because there's no way I could outpoint him.
No, there's no way.
That's
no way.
years of experience, and he's so good.
This guy
and
wakes
all
up
that.
at 5 a.m. for a jog, bro.
But I could take a hit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The only person I'd be scared of is Mike Tyson. I think that even at his age, he could knock me out.
Yeah.
I've never been knocked out, but I feel like he could knock me out.
I've come close to getting knocked out.
No, I've been punched in the face repeatedly, hard too. Elbow in the nose, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling. I get that feeling now. You know, when you get punched in the face like that. You know, that nose, that nasal. I hate it. But I don't get knocked out. I have a hard head. But I think Tyson's so hard, his fists, that he would put me to sleep.
I believe it.
I'm sure because I see the way he punches. It feels like, in my head, when I see that, to me, it feels like if you would take a brick and hit me in the face with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overestimating his strength, but I don't think so, man. To me, it feels like he could lights out. And I've never been, and I still feel like he could knock me the fuck out. Like, I like to go with reason, with, like, reality.
Yeah.
And in reality, everything I see, by the way he punches even now, he would crush my skull. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, he has an insane punch, bro. Insane power behind those punches.
But I see, like, Mayweather, it's a good jabs, it's good, but I've been hit very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's not, but he would obviously just destroy us.
The only
Mayweather will walk around the ring. No, but he wouldn't be scared of me to walk around that much. He would avoid punches and he would just keep just beating the shit out of me. It's just that I wouldn't go down, but I would still get destroyed. Like if you look at the scorecard after, you'd be like, why is that guy in the ring? He's so fast, bro.
Yeah,
how am I gonna catch him?
He's lightning.
Yeah.
When I used to do boxing for 2 years,
Depends where you get hit in the head. Yeah.
there was this guy, right? And he was his punch was so powerful. And what happened was, this was the only time I almost got knocked out in my life. This guy's punch was so powerful, and at the same time, I did kind of like a dodge, but I
you
fucked
went
up.
into.
So not only did he have the full strength of him behind
He
that
had
punch,
your strength.
he had
too.
my body strength.
Yeah.
So, bro, and I fell on my ass, and I think like it must have been 2-3 seconds where people were like, you know, because they count or something, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was sparring. It wasn't actually like amateur fight. And I go, oh, what the fuck? I saw stars. I got up right away. I was like, what the fuck?
You
that
know
was
what?
the only time I ever almost got knocked out.
I actually, and I didn't even punch hard. I actually put a kid to sleep when I used to fight by accident like that. By accident. Like I was going to punch him, and I guess I don't know why, he was moving into my fist.
Yeah.
He was like trying to dodge, but as if I was hitting with my left. Like he was dodging, but coming into me as my fist was going to his head. Like he was doing,
That's
he did
retarded.
this. He basically did this, and just poof. And I was like, it wasn't even that hard. It wasn't even that hard, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then you have to try to realize what happened. I guess I hit him right at the right place.
Yeah.
But it wasn't super hard. But
The
he
nose.
was. But it was here. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
bleeding everywhere. But it was just his head was coming right into my face. Like I almost felt like he punched himself. Like I was like he was coming in. Like I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
That is so funny.
Yeah. So that's why that's what I'm saying. I'm 100% sure. Like I love the confidence of like Jake Paul and what's the other one, Logan Paul, and like Jake Paul's the young one, right?
No, Jake Paul's the older one, I think.
So Logan Paul, the guy who
No, Logan Paul's the older one.
Okay, so Jake Paul, like I like his confidence.
Yeah.
He did the right thing of going out and be like, "Fuck Conor McGregor, come at me." Because that's what you're gonna do. Because if any of them agrees to fight you, the worst thing that could happen is you lose a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a street fight. You're not gonna get killed. So big shit. Who cares?
And you made a ton of money.
You made a ton of money. You have fun.
fuck that shit,
yeah. And then if they're scared to do it, they look like fucking assholes. So.
I'd
You know
be
what I mean?
super down
It's a
for that,
win-win.
actually.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I haven't fought in years, but I wouldn't mind that. It's just a matter of I wouldn't put myself, like unless there's fucking $1 million on the table, I would not put myself in the ring with like a Mike Tyson because there's no way. I've never been hit that hard. There's no way I can handle that.
Yeah, I've never been hit that hard either.
Like the way it looks, it really looks like a robot. Like it's so powerful. I don't know my brain could handle that. It feels like it would explode.
It's very it feels like it's very animalistic raw power.
It feels like the concrete just coming up and hitting you in the fucking face. So that I wouldn't agree to. But dude, if you can do these celebrity fights, like me and Olivier Aubin, remember when he first came to 2 Drink Minimum?
Yeah.
Celebrity MMA was one of the first things that he had brought up. Remember we said that he said, I am 100% sure that's the future. And now a few years later, that's what's happening with CM Punk winning the UFC. You have all these celebrity boxing matches. Yeah. He's fucking correct. He's correct because that's where the money is. You want to see people that you know, and you're like, oh fuck, that's a weird scenario to put them in. Let's see. That's whenever I slip and fall on ice or whatever, I start to laugh uncontrollably. So people think, oh, there's an insane person. Yeah, I remember a fall years ago where it made me laugh because I fell like a cartoon. I slipped and my feet went in the air like Home Alone, and I just landed on my. It hurt, but it was so funny to me, just the way I'm like, who falls like that?
Yeah.
Like
Me, it's every time I trip up the stairs.
Yeah, I don't trip up anymore, but I have tripped up. It happens.
Whenever, because sometimes it's
unusual. With your hands.
Yeah, and you go, and then I just go, how the fuck did that happen? I just laugh. I can't.
All right, Poseidon, get over this. Close this show out.
Hey.
So, guys, thank you for joining us for the morning news and the after show, which was us just fucking around after the news. Tonight, for sure, 100%, there's going to be a movie night, Home Alone 2, happening for the patrons on the Patreon Discord channels. What are you doing? You could have kept the other one. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
But who gives a shit? It's music to be playing. So, patreon.com/Pantelis is where you're going to go for that. You're going to get access to our movie night. And if Spiro actually makes it in, a bonus tape will drop for the patrons today as well. Patreon.com/Pantelis, PantelisComedy.com for all of my stuff. That's where you're going to get details to Drink Minimum, dates when shit opens up again, all my social links, PantelisComedy.com. The Poseidon69 on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you want to catch him, you can catch him live tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the Patreon exclusive In Bed with Poseidon. Poseidon's weekly podcast where he talks about things near and dear to his heart. Spoiler alert, mostly gay. There was a lot of gay stuff last week, but it's fine. It was. Last week was it was very, which there's no problem with that. I'm just saying that's what mostly you're talking about, so people know, so they're aware. What's the matter? Why are you giggling?
Nothing.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. Join the movement. Join the revolution. For George and Phil, links are in the description. Watch their stuff too. If you need a commercial made, head over to Phil's website. Get yourself a commercial for your business. And if you're hungry, the Pizza Boys. I forgot to mention the Pizza Boys today. But yeah, if you're hungry, head over to the Pizza Boys at Boulevard Côte d'Artu. They're on DoorDash. They're on where? They Skip the Dishes. Where else they at?
Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and DoorDash.
But the best way to do it, this is what I'm recommending, is you just call them up for pickup and you let them know that I sent you. They're going to be super nice to you. Pantelis sent me to get some pizza from the Pizza Boys. And starting from a half hour ago, their pizzas are there. I might order pizza for us so we can enjoy pizza here because you're a good kid. So thank you all for watching. Thank you people that just listen. Patreon.com/Pantelis and go fuck yourselves.